The Hahnville Tigers are all set for this cross-parish rivalry against Destrehan. And here come the Wildcats of Destrehan. Both teams fired up, ready to go. And if you don't have a ticket for this one, you are not getting in because of crowd control and LSHAA rules and regulations. No one allowed to crowd the track anymore. Let's go downstairs to the third member of our broadcast team, field reporter Les East.
As you mentioned, guys, this is a storied series between these two rivals. Destrehan leads the all-time series 38-22-4, but since 1989, it's tied at 14 wins each. Even though it's even over that time period, there have been a series of streaks. Hahnville's had a 3-game winning streak and a 4-game winning streak. Destrehan is in the midst of its second 4-game winning streak. If it wins tonight, that would be the first 5-game winning streak since Destrehan did it between 81 and 85. Of course, Hahnville wants to stop that, which would be especially important for the seniors who have their last chance to win a game in this series. Ken?
Thank you very much, Les. And the magic number is 4.
Yes.
So will Hahnville start a new 4-game win streak, or will Destrehan just make it a 5-game win streak and throw a monkey wrench in the whole thing? Beautiful weather for tonight's game, 84 degrees. Winds are minimal, partly cloudy, no rain today. It rained all around the area, showers around, cooling things off, making this just a great evening for football. The stands are packed, and I'm telling you, this place has been buzzing and hopping since they opened the gates. Well, now you see Coach Nick Saltafamaggio. He is in his 3rd year at Hahnville, and the Salt man has really done a wonderful job with this program. 20-9 overall, 9-4 last year. Last 2 years, he's gotten this team to the quarterfinals. And he thinks this year could be the year that Hahnville makes it back to the Dome since 2003. And, of course, Stephen ROBICHEAUX, my goodness, he has built a dynasty here at Destrehan. He is in his 14th year, and he just reloads. He never has to worry about a thing. He is just one of the best programs in the state. Hahnville won the toss. They deferred. Destrehan will be receiving, and KRISTIAN Mosley, the fine running back, is the deep man here. Thomas Rasco moves on the football, a big, tall, lanky kicker with a strong leg. He will send it very deep, and this one will be coming back out. It is an automatic touchback, breaking the play into the goal line.
Well, as we've seen, and for our viewers out there, we always know that when high school football happens with Federation, they break the goal line. Coming out's going to be Cohen Grenier. I tell you what, he's had a great season so far in 3 games with 46 attempts, thrown for 468 yards and 31 completions. But the thing is, 0 TDs, Ken. Zero interceptions.
That's the big thing. If you cannot throw the interception, don't hurt anybody. That's so important. He's 5'9", 180, a senior, the little brother of, and you remembered us calling this name, K. Grenier, for a long time here. Baseball pitcher at Southeastern Louisiana University. So he will throw on 1st down, and he does for another 1st down. Justin Jefferson with the catch, and he'll move the chains on a big-time gain up to the 44-yard line. A gain of 24 on that pitch and catch to Justin Jefferson, the little brother of former LSU quarterback Jordan Jefferson, who is the quarterback's coach here at Destrehan. 1st and 10. Another quick pass. Jefferson again. No, this time it's C.B. Anderson. And we might have our first flag of the night.
Jefferson gets the ball twice right there. They're getting him into the game. He's the other half of that huge receiving core that Destrehan has. We talked about Mike Young, and we've seen Jefferson touch the ball twice now. Tremendous talent.
Our referee is L.J. Strohmeyer.
Ineligible receiver, downfield. The covered wide receiver went downfield and a pass was thrown beyond the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty, replay first down.
Somebody covered up a receiver on the inside and didn't have enough people in the backfield for that. So what happened is they throw the ball downfield, and that puts them in a bind now by backing them up 5 yards for an ineligible receiver downfield.
Yeah, look at first down and 15, and just backs it up at the 39-yard line. Grenier, he wants it all right over the middle, and the ball is knocked down on a fine defensive play by Jamar Davis, but here comes another flag. There's Davis, number 23, and he's saying, who, me?
I think Jamar Davis got there just a hair bit too soon, and they're going to probably call interference on Jamar Davis. They were in a too high coverage right there. Jamar Davis was on the hash and came off of it and made a pretty good play just a little too soon.
Pass interference, defense, number 23, 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage, first down.
L.J. Strohmeyer, quite a busy man here.
They're trying to run 4 verticals out of a 5-receiver set, just getting there with his right hand. You can see it wrapped around the neck of KRISTIAN MOSLEY right there, getting there a little too early, and they're going to throw the flag on that every time. Well, let's see what's happening here.
Wait a minute. So if the flag is there, from the line of scrimmage, right. Penalty mark from the line of scrimmage.
Right, it should come from the line of scrimmage. It's 15 yards, but it's not an automatic first down anymore in high school football. It just gave them the first down by the yardage to move the sticks.
At the 46-yard line, now on the Hahnville side of the 50. Grenier with play action. He will throw. It is complete. And we'll be looking at some offensive key players right now. That one to Mike Young. We've been waiting to see that young man who is returning from a hand injury. And we talked about him in the open. The other people we want to take a look at is, we've talked about Justin Jefferson, who has caught a pass, but boy, how about that number 23 when he runs?
KRISTIAN MOSLEY, he's one of those great athletes that is a group of great skill athletes for the Wildcat. The thing is, he's going to have to get going like he is right there tonight.
Look at Mosley right there, but hold everything because the flag is down back at the 39-yard line, so this one might be coming back, but if it is, that'll wipe out a long gain by KRISTIAN MOSLEY, who's got that explosive power. This one's coming back.
I think the preliminary is going to be holding right there, but as I was talking about KRISTIAN MOSLEY.
Offense, number 75, takedown, 10-yard penalty, spot of the 5, second down.
Takedown, is it? Takedown, I tell you what, for L.J. Strohmeyer to call it a takedown, let's see if we can see it right here. You can see it right in the middle of your screen right there. Elijah Hayes just takedown. I think that's 2 points in wrestling.
He's working on William Brown.
But Ken, I was talking about KRISTIAN MOSLEY, who's running into your screen right there. What a great running back this young man is. He's already got 497 yards in 3 games already, and he's going to have to run well tonight to get the Destrehan running game going.
And they'll slot him out like they're doing right now with an empty backfield for Grenier. Line of scrimmage now the 48. He wants that shot over the middle again, and this one is batted down and incomplete. It was batted down by Jamar Davis. That time, no pass interference. Here are your key players we're keeping an eye on this Hahnville defense, and they've got some good ones, including Davis that you saw just knock that pass down. But how about the guy that pulls it all together, number 52?
I'll tell you what, Trevon Honor, talking to Chris Stroud this week when I went over to see some practice, he said this is the guy that is the man of the Hahnville defense. He's the guy that gets them lined up, he gets them moved around, he makes all the calls, he's extremely physical. Chris Stroud said, this is the man.
Trayvon Honor, they call him Trey Honor. 3rd down, 12. And here's where Grenier can be very, very dangerous. He's running for the first down marker, and it's going to be very close. I think he's got it at the 35-yard line, and there's a late flag being thrown by the head linesman. A 13-yard gain, that's enough for the first down. Let's see what the penalty marker is.
Well, it's thrown on the near sideline, on Destrehan's sideline.
The line judge, rather.
Right. The line judge threw the ball, threw the flag on the near sideline. We're going to see what the call is. Probably something on the Destrehan sideline for not being far enough back. Possibly the official ran into one of the coaches. So it could either be a warning or it could be a call for impeding the official on the sideline.
because the play was going to the upside of your screen, the high side of your screen, the left side here, and the penalty was thrown by the head linesman right in front of the Destrehan bench. L.J. Strohmeyer will explain this one again. A very busy man on this opening drive by the Wildcats. Hahnville's offense yet to get on the field. There's Nick Saltifamaggio. Let's hear what he has to say. L.J. Strohmeyer.
Sportsmanlike conduct on the home team's bench. That's a 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down. Also, we have a helmet off on number 43, Hahnville. He must sit out one play.
Great explanation right there. What the coaching staff probably got in the way of the official on the sideline, so that's going to get you an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty and back you up 15. First and 10 from the 50 now.
Well, they got first down and lost 2 yards on that. The line of scrimmage before that was the 48-yard line. So because of the unsportsmanlike, they ended up getting a first down and losing 2 yards. So timeout called on the field. We're going to take one here also. 10:37 to play in the first quarter. No score. Hahnville on the opening drive of the game.
What, that was William Brown, the outside linebacker out of the 50 front or odd man front that Hahnville plays. He's unaccounted for, steps right up and just pelays Mosley right there coming out of the backfield.
6-yard loss. Second down, 16. Right now the Wildcats going the wrong way with the penalty and then the tackle for loss. Grenier trying to get it back on this throw. He throws and they'll get the first down and more, all the way down to the 35-yard line. Grenier on the mark as Justin Jefferson pulls in another one, and what a big game this young man is having right now.
Great curl route right there, but on the mark, actually, what that was great protection by the offensive line of Destrehan. They do a great job keeping that defensive line from Hahnville out, and he hits the curl route.
21-yard gain for the first down. Here's another little pass, and here he goes on the other side again. Justin Jefferson is pushed out of bounds in the red zone, and Justin Jefferson's making it look easy. He's a big play guy, averages 23 yards a catch, and he's made some pretty big catches in this game tonight.
Well, on one side you got Justin Jefferson, on the other side you got Mike Young. It's kind of like name your medicine, and then you got C.B. Anderson in there, Carl Lewis, who are all speedsters and have great hands also. They have a great receiving corps for the Wildcats.
That was Jefferson's third catch on this opening drive. They'll keep this one on the ground, however, going to Mosley, and Mosley stood up at the line of scrimmage, gang tackled and pushed back.
One of the first run options you've seen right there out of Destrehan on the night. You're going to see a lot of what are called RPOs, run pass options or run read options. Right there was a run read option. They were reading the down defensive lineman, number 10 coming off the edge right there in a corner blitz. He decided to pull the ball and give the ball to Christian Mosley.
Chambers made the stop. Cawthon is in as a blocking wide receiver. When he does that, they normally throw, and this time they will actually throw to Chancey Cawthon for the touchdown. He's normally a blocker. They go right behind him with the big man Mosley, but this time they throw to Cawthon instead. An 11-yard touchdown on the opening drive for the Destrehan Wildcats.
Well, that's an RPO. They read the box, got the numbers right there, run pass option. Grenier got the call from the sidelines as far as the play to call. He read the box, it gave him a pass read. They hit him on a slant. Great route by Chancey Cawthorn right there, getting inside the defender.
Point after, booted up and good. And the Wildcats, with Bradley Quinn converting the extra point, takes a 7-0 lead in this one.
There you go. He decides to disconnect the ball. He got a pass read from the box for the run pass option. He decides to throw the slant. His eyes are right there on that linebacker, and he could see that Cawthorn could get underneath on the slant, and he throws a perfect strike for the 6 points.
We have seen that play, looking at video quite a bit in the first few games, and usually Cawthorn comes in and just gives him an extra blocker to open up a hole for KRISTIAN MOSLEY. But this time, Stephen ROBICHEAUX shuffles the deck a little bit and instead throws a wrinkle in and throws the ball to Cawthorn himself, who scores his first touchdown of this season. 7-0. So the Wildcats strike first, and we have yet to see Anthony Pooka Williams get that football on the field, but the Tigers getting set to kick it off.
You know, talking to Steve ROBICHEAUX this way, he was definitely scared of Pooka Williams getting his numbers, meaning his touch of numbers. They've got to get, meaning Hahnville, they've got to get him involved in their offense heavily right off the bat and make a statement with him. And there's a good look at that young man right there. As I said in the pregame show, he's one of the top Hahnville athletes ever to go through school there. And there's been a lot of good ones, Ken.
Well, that was an 8-play, 80-yard drive. Took 2 minutes and 53 seconds. Ended with the 11-yard touchdown pass from Grenier to Cawthorn. 7-0 Destrehan. Short kick. They don't want Pooka to get his hands on it. It'll come down instead. Michael Gray. And Michael Gray with a nice return all the way to the right side. Young man runs like a pro because he is the nephew of Nate Singleton.
Well, I think it's a very smart play on the kickoff right there. They sky the ball over to Michael Gray. Great blocking right up there. He reverses his field and runs completely to his right. Reverses it again. He's jumping around right there, and he's going to give the Hahnville offense great starting position for their first series.
And that starting position is on the 46-yard line of the Tigers. And we look at Austin Perrin, this young man who played as a sophomore half the season when the starter Dave Neal went down to injury. Dave Neal came back last year. Perrin didn't play. He just decided to focus on baseball, and then Salt talked him back onto the field, onto the team. He said, I need you, the team needs you, the community needs you. And Austin Perrin came back and said, I'm going to quarterback this team, coach. I'm your man. And he has not disappointed at all. Well, Anthony Pooka Williams on the first carry for 2 yards.
Well, he's a fine athlete. Speaking of Austin Perrin, as you said, he's a great baseball player, and he's a competitor. That's what he is. He loves to compete, and he loves to play athletics, and this is the right stage for him.
Now, Cade Miguez just checked into the game at one of the running back spots. He's a big senior, powerful running back, runs more like a fullback. Let's see how they use him. They'll toss him out of the backfield too, but remember, the idea is to get the ball in Anthony Williams' hands, and they do again, and Williams once again is stuffed at the line of scrimmage for just a 1-yard gain this time. Take a look at some of these Hahnville offense players that we are keeping a close eye on as the key players for this. And of course, we know Pooka Williams is one, but the guy who backs him up is pretty good. He's wearing number 2.
Most out of his carries tonight when he gets the opportunity to put his hands on the ball. We've talked about Anthony Pooka Williams, Drew Jones, Southeastern commit, and fine offensive lineman at center for the Hahnville Tigers.
Hey, Hahnville needs a bunch. It's 3rd down and 8. There's the play action. There's the toss to Pooka Williams, incomplete pass. And boy, I'm telling you, Pooka was waylaid. He went down hard at the 45-yard line, shaking his head right now as if he's okay.
Well, I think he got stuck in the secondary. The quarterback's ball got knocked down, and here comes the hit. You'll be able to see it right here. Hello.
Get the number of that truck.
That truck
was Macon Clark.
Macon Clark, exactly. Great hit, and it was all legal. He used his shoulder.
Jefferson is back to return. Melanson to punt. Dalton Melanson gets a good one. It'll get a great Hahnville roll inside the 10, inside the 5, and be down at about the 2-yard line. Fall is the best time to stop by PJ's Coffee in Destrehan. Try their pumpkin velvet ice and their pumpkin latte this season. PJ's Coffee in Destrehan, a New Orleans tradition. A 50-yard punt that flipped the field for Destrehan. What a nice job by Dalton Melanson when this team needed a big play. They got it.
Well, pinning them back here really helps your defense, gives you a lot of a lot of confidence back here. They're going to have to make something happen down here to be able to shorten the field for their offense.
Way back at the 2, Grenier standing in his own end zone will just hand it. No, he'll keep it. We got to run around the right side. Grenier on a great fake. Fooled me on that when I thought he was just going right to Mosley up the middle. But as we said, Cohen Grenier, the senior, is so dangerous in what he can do on the keep. And look at that fake.
He was reading number 49 right there, the defensive lineman, William Brown from the Hahnville Tigers. And he came down inside on the running back, pulls the ball on the option, and keeps it.
20-yard gain. First down again. There's a toss complete to Quentin Tarber. And Tarber tackled before going out of bounds. Clock continues to run as we near the 6.5-minute mark of this first quarter.
I like what Destrehan's doing with the short passing game right here. They're spreading it to both sides of the field, to the short side of the field, to the wide side of the field. They're playing the number game with the RPOs and the read options. They're doing a lot of things to put your defense into a bind.
Well, we've been talking a lot about Justin Jefferson on the catch. Grenier on a keeper this time, and he's caught in the backfield and stuffed by Colby Ambler, who got his hands around him. Big number 84 back there quickly.
This is how you defense the read option. He's reading the last man on the line of scrimmage. Everybody takes their particular read, takes care of their assignment. They had somebody out on the pitch man. They had somebody on the cornerback. That's the way you defense it. You have nowhere to go.
Assignment football, right, Coach?
That is correct when they were running some sort of option. Especially when it's triple or double option. And that was triple right there.
Timeout called by Hahnville. So they do it at the 5.5-minute mark. They may use this as the hydration break in the first quarter, so we will take it here. Exciting first half so far. Destrehan by a touchdown. Been so impressive as he was last year. 3 rushes, 33 yards, 7 of 8 passing, 89 yards, and the touchdown pass. Here we go on 3rd down and 4. Grenier with the dive near the first down marker at the 34-yard line. He's got it. So the Wildcats move the chains again on the running and quarterbacking and leadership of Cohen Grenier, a 6-yard gain.
That's read power football right there. They wrap the backside guard around on the power play. Grenier reads the last man on the line of scrimmage, pulls the ball, sticks it up inside for a nice gain in the first down.
This time they go to Mosley as the running back tries the left side, running behind Dakota Tarbett and Jacob Ralser on his offensive line for a few yards. One thing that and as you look at Kristen Mosley's season numbers, very impressive. He, of course, has gone over the 500 mark now in this game. 6 TDs rushing this year. Good mix of the air and running game. Jefferson on the left side, and he's got enough for a first down, so that'll move the chains again. Take that back. That's C.B. Anderson. Nope, it's Jefferson. It is Jefferson. My bad.
No, it's my bad. My fault. I saw the wrong number. That's Jefferson again. You get those single digits out there, and as old as I am, Ken, those eyes just don't work as good anymore. But there's a good look at Jefferson right there, and I tell you what, they have a fine receiver group.
Jefferson has been so potent this year. How's this on a little flip coming around to John Emery? First time he carries the ball with a little bit of a razzle-dazzle there, and he's very close to another first down. A gain of 11. He's got it.
Steve ROBICHEAUX is extremely high on John Emery, and he's a sophomore, and Steve ROBICHEAUX says he's going to be the next big thing coming through Destrehan High School football.
Now watch, you've got Mike Young and Justin Jefferson at the top of your screen, both of them. And here's the quick give to Mosley. Mosley over the left side for a few more.
You know, Destrehan's picking up the tempo right now. They're really trying to get extra snaps here within 4 minutes of the first quarter. They're trying to also wear down that Hahnville defense a little bit, and they've picked up the speed of their offense.
And while doing all of that, looking at 2nd and 5, they're keeping Anthony Pooka Williams off the field. Play action, whistle blown dead, flags down. And while they sort out the flag, think of this for Justin Jefferson. He's got the size, 6'3", very much like his brother Jordan Jefferson. In the first week against Slidell, he caught 7 passes for 186 yards and 2 touchdowns. Here's L.J. Strohmeyer.
Legal substitution, defense, number 50, 5-yard penalty, previous spot, 2nd down.
In high school football, you're going to have to come in past the hash mark in order to be considered on the field of play for the next play. What happened is he did not. He just ran on the field and tried to play. You could see him running off the field, and they didn't have somebody coming on, so that was the other side of the coin. You've got to be completely off the field and you get illegal participation. So it's two sides, either coming on or coming off. There's a good look at your penalties right there. You can see what's going on as far as that yellow flag being on the field. There's a lot of them so far in this contest.
It does give the Wildcats a first down. Fake to one player, then give to Mosley. Mosley going left, no one fooled there. And the guy who plays the Tiger position, he's all over the field. Elgin Collins makes the stop.
Elgin Collins stays at home, does a nice play on the counter. That's Destrehan's version of the counter, bringing the motion from one side to the other and giving it back to Mosley against the motion. Great play right there by Connors.
Get back to Jefferson in just a moment and what happened after that big game against Slidell. Throw over the middle. That one's caught by Mike Young. And again, you've got Jefferson and Young. You've got 2 of the top receivers in the state of Louisiana catching passes left and right. Mike Young for 18 and another first down.
Mike Young runs the post route. Grenier puts it right on the numbers. That's another run-pass option. He got pass as his numbered read, and he pulls the ball out of the running back's belly and delivers the strike.
Mosley breaks one tackle in the backfield, but not the second, and he is brought down on a double tackle by Devin Williams and Elijah Brent.
All right, I tell you what, defense snuffed that one out real quick. Had linebackers all over the play real fast, had nowhere for Mosley to go. That's the way they're going to have to play defense tonight against the running game of Destrehan if they're going to be successful.
3-yard loss on that one, 2nd down. 13, here's the top, wide open, and he dropped it. Just maybe too wide open was Quentin Tarver, the sophomore. All he had to do was catch that one, turn around, and he would have been inside the 5 at least.
He's going to want that one back. Puts it right on the numbers. You can see the great pass on the little out route right there. Bang.
He knew it right there.
I'll tell you what, that's when I'd bring him over the sidelines. I'd take those gloves off.
Yeah. There you go. Everybody wants to wear
but you know
gloves.
what? I'm old school.
Because
So
the NFL
I'm
does.
old school. I don't know if that works anymore today.
Third down. 13. Look at the time all day to throw it, and he does, but good coverage, and it was a low toss intended for Jefferson. Rolled incomplete.
I think the up-tempo offense here, Ken, is something that is winding those down defensive linemen from Hahnville. I haven't seen a substitution yet with those 4 to 5 guys that they're playing down. They've been switching back and forth between a 4-man defensive line, 5-man defensive line, but those 3 big guys in the center, they're a little winded right there. They're walking around with their hands on their hips.
Yeah, you can tell Travas Chambers he was bent over just trying to catch his breath. Here's 4th down and 13. No field goal. They're going to go for it. They can make a first down. Grenier in trouble from behind, and he is smothered and dropped at the 20 for a loss of a yard. And Destrehan will turn the ball over on downs as the Hahnville offense holds.
Tell you what, that's a coverage sack, Ken, right there. Great job by the secondary for Hahnville. You get a good end zone shot. Everybody's covered up. Grenier's looking, nowhere to go. Moves to his left, moves the pocket a little bit, and then there you go. But it's the coverage that did a great job for the Tigers, and that's a big, big play for that defense.
Well, look, 2 minutes and 22 seconds to play in the first quarter, and Hahnville's offense has run 3 plays up to this point. They've only had the ball for 3 plays, couldn't convert a first down. They had to punt. So you know there's a sense of urgency on this drive. Their defense got them out of a hole just now and stopped this very powerful Destrehan offense. Now it's time for the offense to get going behind Austin Perrin at quarterback. They're going to put the hands in, or the ball into the hands of the running back. And that is DeVonte Clark, seeing his first run, his first action, and picks up 9 yards on his first run of the game.
Nice pickup right there by DeVonte Clark. He's going to run the outside zone stretch. Gets his shoulder pads vertical right there. When he sees the mountain, he runs into the wall, climbs the mountain, gets his shoulder pads north and south, and picks up 9. Nice pickup.
We talked about him as being one of the players to watch because we knew Anthony Pooka Williams was probably going to be at least focused by the defense to try to take him out of that game. So sometimes you got to put the ball into the hands of somebody else. Clark turns the corner trying to pick up the first, and he is denied that. So it'll be 3rd down and inches for Hahnville, who has to move the chains to keep it going. They can't finish this first quarter with only 6 plays from offense. DeVonte Clark, good numbers on the season.
Well, he's a solid running back, and I said before the game, he's going to have to make the most of his carries because we know what Pooka Williams can go do. But I tell you what, DeVonte Clark is a solid running back. He has got to help this offense tonight.
Quarterback sneak by Austin Perrin, just pushing forward, and the senior gets the first down, moves the chains at the 31-yard line of Hahnville. That's what the Tigers needed right there. They just needed to get that initial first down of the game and now try to garner some momentum. They've got a very explosive offense that has not been able to find its rhythm because they just haven't been on the field enough here in the first quarter. At the 31-yard line. Perrin, patient, scrambles, throws. Has a man on the far side up to the 40-yard line, just short of the first down, and that's Jamal Byrd, the little brother of LaRon Byrd with the Carolina Panthers of the NFL, just got put on injured reserve this week.
Tell you what, great job right here by Austin Perrin, getting out of a situation, finding Byrd on the sidelines, dumping the ball off to him. Not a very good job tackling over there by all of those crimson jerseys of the Wildcats. Sets up a second and very short.
Good target, Byrd at 6'2". He's got that height you like in those receivers. And the first quarter clock has ticked down. That is the end of 1 quarter of play. And after one, it's been a lopsided time of possession in favor of Destrehan. But it's only a 7-0 lead by the Wildcats over the Hahnville Tigers in this big rivalry of St. Charles Parish. Hahnville with the football as we start the second quarter here at Wildcat Stadium in Destrehan. 1 yard to get for the first down, and DeVonte Clark has got it and more to boot. He's all the way up to the 46-yard line. Got his gain, moved the chains. A 6-yard gain. By the way, let's take a look at our keys to victory presented all season by Tachi Insurance in LaPlace. Insurance is not for what will happen, but for what could happen.
Yeah, Hahnville's got to stay on schedule with what they're doing. They got to slow down. They got to slow down the running back for Destrehan, and then they're going to have to do a good job. Destrehan's going to have to do a job keeping the ball away from them, and they're going to have to be able to match up with them athletically.
They wanted to keep the ball away from Pooka, and they're doing a good toss to Waylon LeBlanc. LeBlanc with the catch for another first down, and Hahnville is starting to find its stride all the way up to after a gain of 12. They're going to mark that ball at the 42-yard line.
Nice ball right there out to Waylon LeBlanc right there. I tell you what, ball's right on the money. Great throw by Austin Perrin.
LeBlanc senior, first catch in this ball game, and again, you've got to be impressed with Austin Perrin, coached by the offensive coordinator and the quarterback's coach, Lester Ricards. You got a former LSU quarterback on the Destrehan sideline in Jordan Jefferson, and a former Tulane quarterback on the sidelines at Hahnville, and that's Lester Ricard. Here's the long pass, overthrows the intended receiver, but he did have a receiver streaking long down the left sideline, so I'm not sure which one Perrin was going to. Jaquan Jackson.
Tell you what, Jaquan Jackson's wide open 20 yards down the sideline.
Yeah.
Poor read right there by Austin Perrin. Should have lofted that one up. That would have been 6 for the Tigers right there.
I'm not sure if he saw Waylon LeBlanc streaking down the sideline. I think he was trying to get the ball to Jaquan, but Jaquan was in traffic, and somehow Waylon LeBlanc was just wide open. Second down 10 for Hahnville. Opening moments of the second quarter. Austin Perrin engineering this drive for the Hahnville Tigers. Give to DeVonte Clark. He'll try the left side. He'll get some before he runs into that wall of crimson. Getting up from the bottom of the pile is Jonathan Duhon. He had some help, including Aaron Buckwalter.
Well, this Destrehan defense is outstanding. They've only given up 12.3 points in the last 3 games, but they only have 2 starters returning from last year. So, that's a credit to Marcus Scott, the new defensive coordinator at Destrehan, for taking a group of young guys, 2 returning starters, and getting these guys to play good football in the past 3 games.
That guy right there, Stephen ROBICHEAUX, said last week in the win over Everett, it was a wow moment for the defense, holding Everett to 7 points, even though they had a Jamal Houston go down for Everett with an ACL and left the game. When you hold that offense, that powerful offense, to 13 points, that is a great defensive effort. Michael Gray with the catch, but they say it's incomplete because he was out of bounds.
Let's see if we can see his feet right here. There's the pass, and
I can't tell if his foot was down.
Well, he might have. Right, he might have. The first foot was out of bounds. First foot was down, out of bounds. Possibly, couldn't really tell from that angle. But Marcus Scott. Steve ROBICHEAUX is right. Marcus Scott is working for a guy that's an outstanding defensive coordinator in his own right. And it's tough to be the defensive coordinator under a guy that's a defensive emphasized coach. And that's Marcus Scott is one of the best ones there is in the state.
Justin Jefferson calls for the fair catch and makes it off Dalton Melanson's 23-yard punt. So it's still 7-0. Those guys in crimson right there, the Destrehan Wildcats with the lead.
I need to correct this crimson call, Ken. It's Garnet. Garnet. Or I won't be able to live that one down. So
Florida State wears Garnet.
Right. I've said crimson once. It's
I was following
Garnet.
your lead.
So that's on me. That's my fault. It's definitely Garnet and Gray.
2 possessions for the Tigers, 2 punts, but they had a drive going that time. Now Destrehan, their 3rd possession of this football game with a 1-touchdown lead, 7-0. They're going to keep it with their fine running back, Christian Mosley, who goes straight ahead.
That was a give read right there for Gagne on the run option right there. So he gives the ball, does a nice job making sure that it's seated inside the running back's belly, which was Mosley right there. Haven't said much about this Destrehan offensive line yet. The offensive lineman, the center, number 68, Gil Menino, Steve Robichaux told me he was the player of the week last week for him in the rain.
Trying Mosley wide, and he stretches that defense out, but it's well played, and Justin Jefferson and help was there to make a stop.
Tell you what, great play right there. You can see a good look right there. I was talking about Gilmino. He's just come up on our screen. Great look at the center right there. Steve Robichaux said he put the ball on a couple of deep snaps last week right on target when they had to punt with a wet, sloppy football when it was raining all night.
3rd down, 7. Wildcats have not been held to a 3 and out in this game. It's going to go long. And there's Justin Jefferson with the catch on the left side.
I'll tell you what, he high points that ball.
Why is that beautiful?
We'll get a good look at it right here. Great throw right here by Grenier. Woo! High points the ball right up there, comes down with it. I'll tell you what, he's a big-time receiver.
Well, he's a big play man, as we said before. That's a 32-yard gain. And just when this Hahnville defense thought they might be able to force a 3 and out, Jefferson comes up with a big play. Grenier looking again. This time throws it very low.
He also missed his read.
Yeah.
he had a touchdown. The Hahnville defense jumps the short route, and they have the second receiver on the inside route popping straight wide open down the field. Grenier wants that one back.
Well, that's Mosley coming out of the backfield, and I don't know if anybody picked him up coming out of the backfield. I guarantee you they'll call that play again. They'll try that play again. Grenier 11 of 15, 158 yards, and the touchdown. Here he goes on 2nd down and 10. Ball pops out of the arms of Justin Jefferson, thrown a little bit behind him. He tried to get it, bounced out. Lucky it wasn't intercepted.
Trying to throw the underneath jailbreak screen, and that's the same play I think they just ran. The inside receiver works down the field, and the quarterback's supposed to read the coverage, and if the coverage lays off, you go to the jailbreak screen. If the coverage jumps the jailbreak screen, you go down the field for the vertical route and the touchdown. Right there, he went for the jailbreak screen to Jefferson.
Now is Grenier looking for Jefferson, who has 5 receptions for 99 yards in this game? No, he'll go to Mosley, try to run it up the middle. And Mosley stood up, pushed back.
That's big number 90 right there making that play. Lincoy Reynard, the tackle leader for the Hahnville Tigers, 6 foot, 220 pounds. Excellent football player. Watching him practice last week, he's got great quickness, great hands, and he's very strong and physical. But I tell you what, that's a good matchup tonight between the Destrehan center, Gilmino, and Lincoy Reynard, that will be playing at the nose tackle most of the night for that Hahnville defense. That's going to be a great matchup.
Bradley Quinn in to punt. He's a senior punter. Waylon LeBlanc stands back only at the 25, just in case it's not a punt. Just in case it's a fake flag down. If you're injured on Friday, the Ochsner Sports Medicine Institute is open on both the North and South Shore for Saturday morning clinic. Ochsner Sports Medicine, the region's most comprehensive sports medicine services. Let's try it again, Bradley Quinn. Punting, if he does, to Waylon LeBlanc. He gets a good foot into this one. LeBlanc, fair catch at the 17-yard line. So once again, the Tiger defense holds after a 29-yard punt and has the football for the 3rd time tonight with 7:48 to go in the first half.
Well, I know Chris Stroud, the defensive coordinator over at Hahnville, is extremely excited right now because his team has stepped up with a fast-paced offense, and they've slowed down that explosive Destrehan, offense. So he's got to be over there pumping his guys up and telling them, keep playing hard. Biggest thing we got to do is continue to make sure that we tackle well.
DeVonte Clark still at the running back slot, not Anthony Pooka Williams, and flag is down. Now remember, Anthony Williams was hit very hard earlier in the game, and he hasn't been in there a lot since, wondering if maybe he was shaken up.
Looks like preliminary call is going to be holding, but that possibly could be akin. We haven't seen him since that hard shot he took over the middle back in the middle of the first quarter.
Holding Holding offense, number 61, 10-yard penalty, spot of the foul. Replay first down.
Let's go downstairs to Les East with more on Austin Perrin, the fine quarterback for Hahnville.
Mentioned earlier that Austin Perrin is a two-sport player. In fact, he did not play football last year as a junior to focus on baseball. He is a very good pitcher on this baseball team. In fact, as you can see, and in fact, if this were baseball season, this would probably be opening night for him because weather has not cooperated with Hahnville until tonight. Their jamboree in their first 3 games were impacted by mud and rain, and of course baseball would not have been played, but he's been able to play football. But getting back to baseball, his career record's 14-7. He's got a 1.55 ERA, and he bats in the middle of the batting order. He has already signed a scholarship with the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. And as Destrehan coach Steve ROBICHEAUX said in talking about the opposing quarterback, you don't get a baseball scholarship to ULL unless you're a really good baseball player. And he is. Back to you, Ken.
You bet, Les. Hey, he can throw it. He says he can throw all the pitches and likes to model his career after Randy Johnson, the big unit. Yankees, his favorite team. He could play a dream come true. That would be it. DeVonte Clark after the incomplete pass to McGee's. DeVonte running around the left side, and he's going to be way short of the first down. So it's third and real long now.
Yeah, being very conservative down here with their backs to the end zone. Hahnville doesn't want to give up something cheap down here with some sort of turnover. They got behind the 8 ball when they had the holding penalty on first down.
Yeah, that really hurt them.
Yeah, that
made it first and forever. Problem, if you got a punt, even with a good punt here, you flip the field, you're giving Destrehan great field position. Good look right there at Nick Salter-Formaggio, not wearing a Hahnville cap tonight. If you notice, he's wearing a New York Rangers cap. We'll have a little bit more on that, I think, later on. Les has been investigating that downstairs. And look at the lefty throw. This one picked off. Champ Craven with the interception. The senior strong safety, but a flag is down, so hold everything. A flag down at the 13-yard line, near side. L.J. Strohmeyer getting the call.
Trying to sort things out right there, make sure he makes the right call and gives us the right delivery.
Hahnville's defense is on the field.
Offense, after the interception, 15-yard penalty, added on to the end of the run. First down.
Ouch, that hurts. Yeah, that's the interception plus 15. And that's going to be a big
All right, with that, we'll take a break. 6:33 to play, first half. Wildcats leading by a touchdown and now threatening again in this big rivalry game. Another look at the interception right here. This by Champ Craven.
Champ Craven plays it perfectly. Stays across the top of the deepest receiver. Not a good throw out there by Austin Perrin. Should have just threw the ball in the ground if nobody was open.
At the 24-yard line, Granier's pass deflected at the line of scrimmage. It'll go incomplete. Tipped at the line of scrimmage. Hahnville hurt themselves with the 15-yard holding penalty, like you said, and then you throw the interception. They would get the ball. Destrehan would have been about the 40-yard line, but then again, you throw that 15-yard penalty in there, and now you're down to the 24-yard line, so the defense really has to dig in.
Well, the yellow flag's a killer, Ken. You just can't have those type of personal fouls and holding penalties when you're back up against your own end zone.
Grenier on the toss. This one low, intended for Justin Jefferson again, but he had no chance to get that one.
Not a very good thrown ball.
Yeah, I was about to say, just looked off his rhythm there. Good look at Justin Jefferson. As you said, he had that great game against Slidell, 186 yards, 2 touchdowns. Then in the next 2 games, people focused on him, trying to take him out, and he only was able to get equal the Slidell numbers, about 186 over the next 2 games. But tonight, he is bust out, having just a fabulous game for this Destrehan Wildcat offense. He's the leading receiver in this game. 3rd down 10. Play action. Nope. He's going to go into the end zone. Touchdown, Justin Jefferson. Made it look easy. The big 6'3", 180-pound senior, and as we said, brother of Jordan Jefferson, the quarterback's coach, who has helped Cone Grenier develop and mature as a quarterback, grabs a 24-yard pass for a 2-touchdown lead.
Tell you what, everybody bought the play fake on that one. Everybody's standing right there for the run. It looked like an inside ISO fake. Grenier pulls the ball, has Jefferson wide open for the 6 points in the end zone.
Bradley Quinn to attempt the point after to make it a 14-0 ball game, and he drills it. So it's 6:20 to play here in the first half. Another look at this touchdown, and what set it up? The play action.
And then there's the pass, and there's the catch. You can see the corner for Hahnville right there, sucked up on the play action. That was number 14, Dylan Lewis, stand at the line of scrimmage as Jordan Jefferson runs right past him.
Grenier, 12 of 19, 182 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jefferson, 6 receptions, 123 yards. Wow, he's doing it all. Time now for Traditions, presented by Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905, with locations downtown in Metairie and in Mandeville. The Hahnville-Destrehan game is one of 2 matchups in Southeast Louisiana selected to be part of the national Great American Rivalry Series, which shines the spotlight on top high school football rivalries across the nation. Guess which one is the other?
I think I've been a part of that one before.
Coming up next week, Holy Cross Jesuit. We'll be talking about that in just a little while. Boy, these 2 big rivalry games back-to-back. How much fun is this? 14-0. Destrehan with the lead. A 3-play, 24-yard drive. Took only 13 seconds because of the interception, and they were aided by the big personal foul penalty Destrehan was.
Well, I'll tell you what, we haven't seen Anthony Pooka Williams since the midway through the first quarter. I wonder if we're going to see him out here on this series. He took a hard shot right across the middle, and wondering if there's any type of injury that he could have sustained from that, but we definitely haven't seen him tonight.
Cody Ambler made that fair catch of the kickoff, and again, Destrehan making sure they're not kicking it to anybody. That's Williams, and he looks to be limping a little bit. He's walking gingerly.
Looks like he's walking really
got
soft.
Hit on the 3rd offensive play from scrimmage, and we haven't seen him since.
He's working soft on that left ankle or left knee.
Very, very soft, very gingerly. Flags down right here on the snap of the football on 1st down. Here's LJ. Had a busy night tonight for a referee.
False start. 73 offense. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
As good as this Destrehan defense is, even though they're young, and as good as they're playing right now, you can't keep putting yourself behind the chains at 1st and 15.
5 penalties, 51 yards for Hahnville. Destrehan 3 for 41.
You can see the illegal procedure right there on your replay. Can't get behind the chains in a big game like this.
Now they're behind the chains on 1st down and 15, and nowhere to go. for the Hahnville runner. Question is, all right, you're Hahnville, you come into this game, you know you're counting on somebody like Anthony Williams, Pooka Williams. He goes out on the third play of the game. He's injured. He's shaken up a little bit. That can deflate a team.
Well, you know, injuries are part of the game. He's going to have to make sure he tells those guys on the boundary to keep playing hard, and they're going to have to get something going with DEVONTE Clark, which is a very capable running back. What they've got to do, Ken, is they're going to have to do a better job up front with their offensive line.
Perrin will keep it in the air. Going left side with the screen. And that's caught by Waylon LeBlanc, but it's short of the first down. Made up the penalty yardage and a little bit more, but it's going to be 3rd down and 6. Long way to go for Hahnville.
Yeah, it puts them in 3rd and 6.
Good look at Lester Ricard right there. Just to interrupt you for a second, because Lester Ricard, former Tulane quarterback, had a little stint in professional football, now working right here with the Hahnville team. Coaching quarterbacks and is the offensive coordinator.
That's right.
3rd down, 6 going back the other way again, and that is caught on the far sideline, but it's going to be just short of the first down by Jamal Bird.
Well, we get back to the penalty situation in the 3rd and 6. Here's a good look at the replay. Good catch, good throw right there. Bird makes a nice catch. This winds up a little bit short. But what happens is...
Well, he got it with second effort.
They gave him the second effort.
Forward progress. He got it, came back. So
they had to work hard to get that first down because they put themselves in a bind with that first down illegal procedure penalty.
4 minutes and 43 seconds to work with it in the first half. Grenier goes right over the middle. It's bobbled, caught, fumbled. No, it's incomplete to DEVONTE Clark coming out of the backfield.
Hustling down the field was Kieran Webb, big defensive lineman who had to play 3 snaps back, big 6 foot, 285-pound senior. Love to see those big defensive linemen trailing plays and hustling after the pass after it's thrown. Make sure you're getting down the field. Good look at Lester Ricard right there, as Ken was talking about a few minutes ago. Fine offensive coordinator for Hahnville.
Fine career at Tulane. Spent a little time in the NFL, the CFL, the Arena Football League, and been coaching Mr. Grenier, who just got absolutely smothered by Jabriel Fields.
Jabriel Fields was right there, so was Tyreek Rogers.
Tyreek Rogers, yes.
Had a nice little blitz going on right there. Destrehan, you'll see it on our film right here. They'll coming through. There's Tyreek Rogers right there.
Oh, yeah, Tyreek gets in first, and here comes Jabriel after.
And then Jabriel Fields coming in after to clean it all up. Nice job right there on the blitz.
Now, Tyreek Rogers, I have him circled on my chart as a guy to watch as an outside linebacker because he can do just that. Forcing a 7-yard loss, 3rd down, 15. Big play needed. Perrin's going to run himself. He'll be way short of the first down, but at least gives the Hahnville Tigers a little breathing room out to the 39-yard line.
Nowhere to go with the ball. Destrehan with 3rd and long comes on with their nickel package. 4 down linemen, 5 defensive backs. Everything's covered up in a 2-high secondary. Basically look like halves to one side of the field, quarters to the other side, where they're playing force to the other opposite side of the halves. Nowhere to go right there for Perrin.
So Justin Jefferson back at the 31-yard line. Dalton Melanson has had a couple of booming punts for Hahnville. Low snap, but there was no rush. He had a lot of time. Jefferson catches an end-over-end kick, looking for some room. He is deceptive, but not this time. Gang tackled at the 35-yard line. So we'll take a break. 3:01 to play in the first half of this big rivalry. Destrehan cruising by 2 touchdowns. .301 to play before halftime. Destrehan football. They have the lead, would like to try to pad it. Flags down before the snap procedure. Illegal procedure, Wildcats of Destrehan.
False start. Offense, number 75. 5-yard penalty First down.
L.J. Strohmeyer announces one more penalty. We'll just let him come up here and join us in a booth because he's been on his headset about as much as you and I have been on ours tonight.
Well, his arm's hurt with all the calls he's having to make as far as the signals are concerned. They got Elijah Hayes that time, big right guard, 6'2", 310, going a little quick.
I think Elijah was the guilty culprit on the takedown earlier in the first quarter. Look to the right, then throws to the left. Look at Jefferson with the reach just off his fingertips. He couldn't get it. I am so impressed with Justin Jefferson. Not only is he a big play man, but he's got that long 6'3" frame and a great stretch, and he just finds the football.
Well, I'll tell you what I like, Kent. Greg Boyne is doing a great job mixing things up. He's the fine offensive coordinator at Destrehan. Right there, he's going to take a shot. He took a shot in 2nd and long, trying to pick something up, thinking that he's going to get a chance to get something back on 2nd down right here.
Look, we're not even at halftime yet. He's got 6 catches, 123 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier in the game, he's a part of that huge receiving core that Destrehan has, and he's having an excellent night so far.
Yes, and he is Jordan Jefferson's little brother. Lots of time all day to throw the football, and there's the catch by C.B. Anderson. Gets up, but he was down before he got up and tried to run again. Up at the 36-yard line. Got the penalty yardage back and 1 more to boot. 3rd down, 9.
Good look at it right here. They're going to run a nice curl route. Grenier puts it on the money to C.B. Anderson. Great catch. Holds onto the ball after a nice stick. Picks up a little extra yardage. You
know, Jordan Jefferson is here to watch his little brother play and help coach the quarterbacks, but he is so proud, talking before this game tonight, of the development of Cohen Grenier and how far he has come. He said that he just gets excited for this young man to watch his growth and just trying to get him to think like a quarterback and move like a quarterback, and he's done so well. There's finding Jefferson again. Justin Jefferson with the first down catch on the Hahnville side of the 50 down to the 44-yard line, a 20-yard gain.
Executing the scramble drill right there. Good football teams practice these
flag.
Things. Had a flag on the play.
Ineligible downfield, offense, number 68. 5-yard penalty. We play 3rd down.
That's our center.
Justin Gilmino. Having trouble with his name.
We practiced that one earlier.
Right, we did practice it, and it's on me. He was downfield, but that's going to happen on a scramble. But I'm getting back to the scramble drill because that was really nice execution of the scramble drill. Offensive coordinators practice that once a week. When everything breaks down, you run to open spots, you come back to the quarterback, and that's what Justin Jefferson did right there, even though the lineman was downfield.
3rd down. 14 to go. Nice move by Mike Young, but he's going to be tackled way short of the first down. Let's go downstairs to Les East for more on the Jeffersons and find out if they truly are moving on up.
If it seems familiar to have a player named Jefferson wearing number 8 for Destrehan, there's a good reason for that. Jordan Jefferson, who you've been talking about, wore number 8 when he was the quarterback here and helped lead the Wildcats to the 2007 state championship. And his brother Ricky Jefferson, who followed Jordan, also wore number 8. Jordan, of course, wore number 9 at LSU. Ricky changed to number 9 this season at LSU. Justin, of course, is still making up his mind about where to go to college. The Tigers have talked to him, as have Oklahoma State, Memphis, and others. Ken?
Well, the big penalty yardage. Here's a toss and an interception by Dylan Lewis. Lewis, with a step to the outside, has a little bit more room to run and slips down at the 46-yard line of the Destrehan Wildcats. Dylan Lewis with a big pick with a minute or near a minute and a half to go in the first half. And not only that, Grenier is on the field. He tried to make the tackle, and I believe that's the quarterback that is down and maybe injured, shaken up.
Big change of events right there. This puts a little light in the light bulb for Hahnville going in with a minute 27 seconds left to half. Let's just hope Cohen Grenier can get up from that hit. Let's see if we can see it on our replay.
Remember, Dylan Lewis, who makes this, well, I said Dylan Lewis, pardon me, that's Elgin Collins. Elgin Collins with the pick. The Tiger linebacker.
Looks like Grenier tries to get over there to make the tackle, slips, and they're looking at his ankle or his knee. Could have turned it in the turf. They're working on his left leg. But yeah, it looked like the ball slipped out of his hands, Ken, as he was delivering that ball. And right there on the spot, like you said, for Hahnville, was number 44, Elgin Collins.
Now this is turf, but when you look out, Grenier's up, and they're going to take him back to the locker room now with 1:27 to play in the first half. No reason to leave him out here. Just check him out, make sure he's okay. But you can tell there's a little slickness to this turf, and it's a turf in great condition because both Grenier and Collins slipped on that play, trying to make a cut on the far side.
Well, sometimes the turf's going to give under your feet right there. Oh, look at that crowd. What a great look at the Hahnville crowd right there. But that turf out there, depending on your cleats and the traction that you have, digging in the rubber that's underneath the blades that are artificial, will sometimes give on you, and you're going to get a little turn of a knee or a little twist of an ankle.
Well, if he can't come back, we might see J.R. Blood, the backup. He's a big 6'2", 150-pound sophomore quarterback. We'll have to wait and see. Here's Perrin with a pass on first down. And this one's going to Michael Gray. I'll check that again. That's Cade Miguez.
That was Cade Miguez right there, running the little bubble out of the backfield. Had a 15-yard personal foul. We heard L.J. Strohmeyer talk, tacked on to the end of that play right there against the Destrehan defense. Good look right there at Miguez. They run a little bubble out of the back. They dump it off to him. But the big play here, or the big, is the tack on of the 15 yards, which puts Hahnville down at the 30-yard line of Destrehan.
They have not used Cade Miguez up to this point. He's a good, sort of a mid-size, hard runner. Here's your first down play. Perrin with a big roll to the left side. The lefty throws on the run. It's a diving attempt. Did he get it? Flag down. Oh, wow.
Tell you what, it's getting chippy out there right now. Possibly a late hit right there by Destrehan, or possibly a holding call. I think our prelim is going to be a holding penalty on the offensive line of Hahnville. Let's see what our official has to say here. L.J. Strohmeyer.
Holding, offense, number 2, 10-yard penalty, spotted a foul. First down.
Well, it is because Nick Saltaformaggio on the far side was pleading his case with the officials.
Let's see if we can see number 2 on the edge. There's your hold right there on the edge. Let's see if we can have the
DeVonte Clark.
Close late hit right here. Oh, I don't think that was very late, but I tell you what, from up here, it could have been a little bit late, but you saw DeVonte Clark on the hold.
1st and 24. Play action. Throw to the inside, incomplete, intended for Michael Gray. A little too high and almost picked. So that incomplete
right. I think
takes us under a minute also. We're down to 53 seconds to play in the half.
I think Austin Perrin wants that one back. He knew he had a shot right there to put that one right on the money, and you can see him pointing to himself right there. That's on me, guys, and it's going to be second and real long, as I say sometimes, second in a decade. They're going to have to get half of it back right here to have a shot on 3rd down to get the sticks.
Hahnville would like to get some points because they did win the toss and defer, so they will get the football to start the second half. As the toss, left side.
I think we're going to see.
Well, they got some of the yards back by Michael Gray. Flag is down again, though. Here comes LJ, part of our broadcast team tonight. He's been on mic so much. LJ Strohmeyer.
Illegal formation, offense, 6 men on the line. 5-yard penalty, previous spot, replay, second down.
Got to have 7 on the line, illegal to have 6. I mean, too many people in the backfield. It's going to back them up again. Still will bring up second down. The key here is they've got to get half of it back to take a shot on 3rd down.
They've been going to Michael Gray a lot, as we said earlier. That is Nate Singleton's nephew. Nate Singleton, the young man who played in the NFL, won his Super Bowl ring with the San Francisco 49ers in New Orleans. He's got 2 nephews. Son's playing at Cal now after playing here, and Perrin just has to throw it away.
Great coverage right there by the Destrehan secondary. Nowhere to go with the ball for Perrin, so he gets out of the pocket, gets rid of the ball, throws it out of bounds. It's going to bring up 3rd and extremely long. It's just the penalties have put them in tough situations all night. We saw it in the first quarter. We've seen it 2 or 3 times here in the second quarter. You just can't have the penalties that are going to put you way behind the chains, get you off schedule, which was one of our keys tonight. They needed to stay on schedule.
Thomas Roscoe can probably kick one from 30 or 40 from the 30-yard line, but they've got to get him close, and you're going to see sort of a prevent, to use an old term, and not give up the big play. They'll give up 15 or 20. That keeps Hahnville out of field goal range. Perrin with a big rush. They'll have to scramble, escapes, still going, and steps out of bounds on the far side wisely, stopping the clock with 28 seconds to play in the first half.
That's number 7, Jay Stroud, flushing Perrin out of the pocket. Jay Stroud is an outstanding defensive lineman. Believe it or not, he's the defensive tackle leader for the Wildcats, and he's also their sack leader. They've done a good job, Hahnville has, on Jay Stroud so far tonight. Right there they didn't, though. Jay Stroud really got after him and pushed Perrin out of the pocket. Nowhere for him to go. It's going to force him into a punt.
Yeah, this is 4th and 23. So you might as well punt it away with 25 seconds or so to go in the half. Takes a left-hand turn, goes out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. They'll mark it at the 17, 21 seconds to go. Likely that Destrehan would take a knee and take a 14-0 lead into the halftime locker room. But let's see. I've guessed this wrong many times before.
Well, they're going to bring out the young quarterback, J.R. Blood, a sophomore, 6'2", 150-pound backup for Grenier, as we saw Grenier leave the field and head to the locker room after his interception.
Good arm, good height with J.R. Blood, just not much experience. He's a sophomore. He's gotten into a little bit of action in mop-up situations earlier this year, but not much. So they'll take the knee and let the first half clock run out. And the Wildcats will take a 14-0 lead into the halftime locker room in this big rivalry of St. Charles Parish. At halftime, Destrehan leading the Hahnville Tigers by 2 touchdowns. We'll be back with our halftime show right after this as we take a look at the second touchdown for the Destrehan Wildcats. Grenier to Justin Jefferson. Welcome back to Wildcat Stadium in Destrehan for this big rivalry game of St. Charles Parish. The battle for the parish between Hahnville and Destrehan at halftime. Destrehan up 14-0. Ken Berthelot along with Wade Kaiser, Les East down on the field, Tommy Cooper in the booth, and our great WHNO-TV crew who has brought you some fabulous pictures. You're looking at the Desty Darlings at halftime. And your thoughts on the first half? The first thought has to be the fact that we haven't seen Anthony Pooka Williams.
Well, he took a hard hit in the first quarter. We haven't seen him since that hit. Hopefully we'll see him in the second half. But I'll tell you, one big thought I got right now is Hahnville is still in this ball game, but they've had tons of penalties. And we'll talk about that a few minutes with the stats, but those are things they've got to clean up and take care of right now. You know, Destrehan would like to have a couple of opportunities back, which they kind of wasted, but their defense is playing real well right now. I love the way this young Destrehan defense is playing.
No, as we look at the highlights, one thing you'll see right off the bat is a wide receiver who normally is a blocking wide receiver only in short yardage situations to open holes for KRISTIAN MOSLEY, number 12, Chancey Cawthorn. They throw to him this time.
Well, it's an off of a run pass option, and Cawthorn catches a nice patch. And then you got a great pass catch right here by Jefferson down the boundary. Awesome
Tiptoed,
catch.
yeah. Tiptoed to stay in bounds.
And then you have the interception where Hahnville's backed up against their own goal line by Champ Craven coming up with a huge reception.
And then the touchdown, 24 yards to Justin Jefferson. And as you said, that last touchdown was because, again, penalties hurt Hahnville. They backed themselves up. Then the interception, then another penalty after the interception, a personal foul, gets you in a lot of trouble. Let's take a look at the stats.
Well, you can see that right now, 7 for 70 on penalties, but it's when they've come, and they've been big ones, 15-yarders, that's put them way behind the chains. Look at the turnover ratio right there, 1-to-1, one takeaway by each team, 2 overall. And you can see the total yardage right there, the job that the Wildcat defense is doing on this potent Hahnville offense without Anthony Pooka Williams.
Wow, does Anthony Pooka Williams mean that much to this Hahnville offense? And the answer might be yes, he does. So take a good look at the stats there. We'll see what happens in the second half. We will take a break. Destrehan leading 14-0 over Hahnville. Back with our third quarter right after this. scrimmage for Hahnville. Anthony Pooka Williams got hit real hard, and then late in the first half, there's an interception by the Tiger, and Cone Grenier slipped. He was injured, tried to make the tackle. Two of the best players on the field, one for each side, injured in the first half. Let's go downstairs to Les East for an injury report on both players.
The news is not good for Cohen Grenier, the Destrehan quarterback who was hurt at the end of the second quarter. He has a knee injury, will not play again tonight. He'll be evaluated further tomorrow. J.R. Blood is warming up here on the sideline. He took the last snap of the first half. Looks like he'll go in to start the second half. We'll find out about Pooka Williams right off the bat because Hahnville gets the ball first. He was injured. He had a foot injury early in the first half. They're not optimistic that he's going to be able to do a lot, but he is going to test it out here at the start of the third quarter. We'll see how he's doing. Ken?
Thanks, Les. Ken Berthelot, Wade Kaiser. You just heard from Les East on the field, our entire WHNO television crew, and Coach Nick Saltaformaggio wondering whether or not Anthony Pooka Williams will be able to be at his best or close to it as we start the second half. Hahnville had deferred to open the game, so they will get the ball trailing by 2 touchdowns, trailing 14-0 to Destrehan in this big St. Charles Parish rivalry and one of the oldest rivalries in the state of Louisiana.
Well, Nick Saltaformaggio right now has a lot to contemplate. You know, first he's got to fix his penalties. Second, he might not have the guy he needs to get the ball into the hands to the majority of the night tonight. So, you know, he's had a lot on his mind, and that comes with the territory of being a head high school football coach or a head football coach anywhere. So we'll see how things pan out, but that's why you play the game, Ken. That brings the excitement to this rivalry and adds a little spice to this football game.
Matt Lewis to kick it off. And this one coming down to Gray. Michael Gray goes one way, comes back the other way, and finally gets it to the 35-yard line. Pretty good field position. Let's hear what both coaches had to say coming out of the halftime locker rooms with Les East.
Destrehan coach Steve ROBICHEAUX understandably was very happy with his defense, especially that stop in their own territory right before halftime. Offense, he said they left some yards on the field. Penalties were a problem. He's trying to get that cleaned up. As for Hahnville coach Nick Saltaformaggio, it's very simple. Block better. They can't run because they're not blocking, and they're not able to build on a running game, so they have to block better if they're going to be better in the second half. Back to you, Ken.
All right, thanks, Les. Appreciate that. And DeVonte Clark makes the first run, so we thought we might see a little bit of Anthony Pooka Williams, but it is DeVonte Clark that starts at running back. High snap. Perrin pulls it down, hands it right back to Clark, trying to pick up the first down up to the 45-yard line. It's going to be very, very close. Depends on the spot of the football here.
Well, they're trying to establish the run right here. A little high snap. And you can see DeVonte Clark ramming it up inside on the inside zone play right there, bringing it very close and getting the first down. So they are blocking better on 2 plays, as Nick Saltaformaggio had wanted them to do. And I hope he talked to his offense about penalties in the first half and cleaning that up also.
Yeah, just 28 rushing yards in the first half is so far below Hahnville's average. And if you're going to win this game or come back in this game, you've got to really find a way to get that going. Jamal Bird, and he makes a big play, the first big explosive play offensively in this football game for the Hahnville Tigers, and it comes on a Austin Perrin to Jamal Bird 23-yard reception deep into Destrehan territory.
Terrell Vanette tries to come up with a play right there and does not do a good job tackling. Great throw and catch right there from Perrin out to Bird.
Jamal Bird's got a big 6'2 frame. He is the little brother of the NFL's wide receiver LaRon Bird, put on injured reserve with the Carolina Panthers this week. He's going to go to him down long the left sideline. Incomplete. Flag is down. Intended for Jamal Bird, again well covered. Jacoby Cage was down there, as was another Wildcat on the coverage.
That was Terrell Vanette, was the other Wildcat on the coverage. We're going to see what we have here.
Pass interference, defense, number 17, 15-yard penalty, previous spot, first down.
That was on Terrell Vanette, who was in the coverage. Take another look at it right here, see if we can see the interference. It's kind of arm barring him with his left hand. You can't do that in high school football. It's kind of impeding his route running, and otherwise known as an arm bar, and that's going to get called every time.
Now the Hahnville Tigers have some life. 1st and 10. They're in the red zone. DeVonte Clark around the left side into the end zone. Touchdown, DeVonte Clark.
Outside stretch, does a nice job getting around the outside. They really did a great job blocking on Chase Stroud, and the outside linebacker over here, Macon Clark, doing a good job walling off that edge and allowing DeVonte Clark to stretch the ball outside and get down the boundary for the 6 points. They blocked that time, kid. Great job blocking up front by that offensive line of Hahnville.
17-yard run by DeVonte Clark. Trying to make up for what Anthony Pooka Williams cannot do with the injury. Roscoe for the extra point. We've got a football game right here, 14-7. The rivalry is breathing some life. 14-7, Wildcats for the lead, but DeVonte Clark just cut it with that touchdown. Hahnville kicks it off. Thomas Roscoe with a deep kick. And Mosley will watch this one take a left turn, bounce out of bounds, and he might have been playing with danger had it not taken a hard left and headed for the sideline. So we saw on Hahnville's first offensive possession, no Anthony Pooka Williams with the foot injury. L.J. Strohmeyer.
Kick out of bounds. Kicking team. Destrehan elects to take the ball 1st and 10 at the 35.
And that means we will see the backup quarterback subbing in for the injured Cohen Grenier, who is out with a knee and will not return tonight. This is J.R. Blood, the sophomore. He is a tall, 6'2", 150-pound, tall, lanky quarterback. And I got to say, Destrehan and Steve ROBICHEAUX very, very high on this young man. Greg
Boyne, the offensive coordinator, Steve ROBICHEAUX, very high on this guy. They say he's going to be the next guy in line. Hopefully, you know, still as a backup role this year after Grenier graduates, will be the guy in line.
Now somebody's got to make up the difference, and look at Christian Mosley go over the right side. Want to spark this team up and not let them be flat because of the fact that their starting quarterback is out for the rest of the game. It happens right here with Christian Mosley, but hold everything because a flag is down at the 42-yard line, far side.
Illegal block in the back, number 14, offense. 10-yard penalty, spotted a foul. First down.
They got Quentin Torber with a block in the back. See if we can see it on a replay. Nice bounce outside. You just saw it there on the outside of your screen right there as you saw Christian Mosley running right past the block. There was a forced fumble. It goes out of bounds right there, but it's all coming back. It's all for not bringing up first and 14, 15 yards.
Wiped out a long gain that would have had the ball inside the 40-yard line of Hahnville. And now instead, they're going 1st and 13. Point a spot foul from your own 32. Blood
Well, you know, when you bring your backup quarterback in, first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to get him some plays that's going to settle him down. But what it's going to do is also take you out of a lot of things that you do and practice during the week. One of the things that happens from any offensive standpoint is the second string quarterback only takes about 20% of the snaps during practice during the week. So those 20% reps that he took are the only plays that he's going to be able to run on game night. And we're going to see a lot of watered down offense from the Destrehan offense now with blood on the field.
Well, a nice toss to Chancey Cawthorn. Well, check that, Mike Young. They went right back to Mike Young. They just brought Chancey Cawthorn in. He had caught that touchdown pass earlier tonight. They like him on those short ones, but primarily as a blocking back. So go to the guys who are used to pulling it in. Go to Mike Young. Go to Justin Jefferson. 3rd down, 3, movement, flag down, offside. And this might be a free first
Prior
down.
to the snap, encroachment, defense number 70, 5-yard penalty. Results of the penalty yardage, first down, Destrehan.
Well, you just talked about penalties hurting Hahnville in this game.
Well, I mean, that's, you know, you got a young quarterback on the field now. You can't let them, you know, let them convert from a 1st and 14 after the block in the back penalty on the very first play from the series. But getting back to blood for a second, that was a very nice throw right there. A nice, easy throw and catch on a hitch route by the number 2 receiver at the top of your screen. It gets him into rhythm, it settles him down, and it gives him some confidence.
Southmore's got to have some butterflies in his stomach, but you wouldn't know it by the way he's playing and handing it off right there to KRISTIAN Mosley, who runs straight up the middle to the 45-yard line of Hahnville. 2nd down, 4.
The question is, will they be able to stay with a lot of their run-pass option offense where he's going to have to read the box, choose the numbers, whether to choose the run or throw the pass, which is the basis and the crux of a lot of the Greg Boyne's offense. That's going to remain to be seen.
Notice how Blood comes over to the sideline to get the play, then goes back, sets his offense. Nothing fancy, no speed up game. They just want to make sure he's good. Hands to John Emery, another sophomore. Emery caught at the line of scrimmage, dropped.
Well, they're bringing him over to the sideline because they want to make sure that there's nothing miscued in the signal being given by Greg Boyne or the communication verbally given. And if you notice, they've kind of slowed down their offense. They've gone to like a sugar huddle, and they're breaking it very near the line of scrimmage and then moving up there and running their play.
3rd down, 4. This is a big play for the Hahnville defense if they can get this stop. Here's the toss, and they did get it. He completed it, but I don't think the receiver was past the first down marker, so this one may not get it. Now it's decision time. It'll be 4th down and 1.
They throw the hitch out there to the wide receiver. They might give him forward progress. They're going to bring the ball in, and they were going to measure, it looked like, but they plan not to now. So it's going to bring up 4th down and less than 1.
Going to go for it, or at least try to draw Hahnville offside. It worked last time. It was 3rd and 1. Blood barking the signal. Emery behind him, and he'll go all for it. Oh, and an incomplete pass just off the fingertips of the intended receiver, Michael Young, and the Hahnville defense holds. I like the call.
I like the
try.
call. I'll tell you what, Greg Boyne had what he wanted out here. He had one-on-one coverage out there against Mike Young, and the young sophomore just puts a little too much air under it, and it's right off his left fingertip. But I tell you what a gutsy call right there by Greg Boyne and the Destrehan offense. I tell you what.
Good coverage by Dylan Lewis right there, too. He got a hand on it and sort of made sure that ball couldn't be pulled in.
So what a call right there. Great series. The Hahnville defense holds on 4th and short, and they take over the ball at midfield.
2nd time in this game that Destrehan has given it over on downs, but it hasn't hurt them, and they still lead 14-7. However, Hahnville ball, 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line. Run up the middle. Look at DEVONTE Clark. Cut to the right side. turns on the afterburners. It's a foot race to the end zone, and he's upended at the 5-yard line, maybe inside the 5 at the 4-yard line. But did DeVonte Clark turn on the speed on that run?
We said DeVonte Clark was going to have to come up big tonight. Now with the injury of Pooka Williams, he has definitely come up big so far.
Flag on the play at the Destrehan 40-yard line.
Offense, number 1, helmet contact, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Waylon LeBlanc.
Number 1.
Somehow, you'll look at it on the replay.
I don't know if we're going to see Waylon LeBlanc with the helmet contact.
He's way at the bottom of the screen if this happens. But there it is, right there, you saw it.
Great job right there, cutting back against the grain. I tell you what, saving tackle right there by number 17. We did get to see it. That was number 7 with the good block right there. Personal foul, led with the helmet. Helmet contact. When you lead with the helmet, they're going to call a personal foul on a block, and that's what was one of the particular things right there. I don't know if that's.
They called number 1. I think it was number 7. I think it was Pooka
right.
Williams who got called for that one on helmet to helmet. But the good news is he's back in the game for Hahnville. At midfield after the penalty, 23-yard run, 15-yard penalty. Dropped football, and Perrin just has to fall on it to 50 to save it.
It's what happens a lot of times when you're taking things out of the gun with the long snap and the shotgun, and you walk under center and take it from the center while being under there. You might not have the cohesion in your snap, and that's what happened that time. Perrin fumbles the ball and falls on it.
Second down. Let's call it a long 2 right at midfield. Now Anthony Williams runs back out of the game. So I don't know if they were just testing his foot to make sure if he could go. Watch Michael Gray. He's at the top of your screen. Hand off to DeVonte Clark. He's caught from behind by the hard rushing Macon Clark from his outside linebacker position, and he stops him for maybe a yard loss.
Macon Clark comes right down the line of scrimmage. You'll see him right here and makes a very nice play for a good loss right there for the Destrehan defense. Nice job by Macon Clark following the blockers, pulling them down behind the line of scrimmage. Now
it's third down. 3, or let's call it 3rd and 2, a solid 2. Midfield, just a push forward. And it's going to be very close. A lot here will depend on the spot. The officials are at the 48-yard line.
I got to think this will be 4-down territory for them.
Well, if they didn't get the full 2, they got 1 3/4. And it'll be that short. Timeout, officials timeout to measure. They're going to bring the chains out, stretch it out and see. That's how close it's going to be.
Well, the good news is, as we said, that Pooka Williams is back. Hopefully we'll see him jump right back into the offense. The bad news is they have a huge penalty that takes them from inside the 10-yard line all the way back to midfield. And penalties, they can kill you.
Now, Pooka went out for one play on that quarterback sneak. Now he is back in the ball game, and you see it right there. First down. First down, Pooka's on the field. By the way, asked him, know your mom gave you the nickname. Was there any special reason why? He said, absolutely not. She just liked it. Just a name she liked, and they got the nickname when I was a little boy.
You know, one of the things they don't call anymore is aiding the runner. We had a nice look at that right there.
Well, it's hydration break time, so we'll take it. Hahnville driving and trailing by a touchdown in this big St. Charles Parish rivalry. He's your bandit backer. So you're looking at 3rd down long. 3rd down, 13. At the 46-yard line of Hahnville. Blood has a man wide open. That's Mosley. He juggles it, pulls it in, and he'll take it into the end zone for the score.
How big was that? They go empty in their formation. They force Hahnville into man coverage, and Mosley hits the seam with a perfectly thrown ball by J.R. Blood.
Looked like he juggled it just a little bit, but Mosley 46 yards for the touchdown. And how's that for a confidence builder for J.R. Blood, working with the fine running back, the senior KRISTIAN Mosley. Bradley Quinn in to attempt the point after.
Mosley bobbles the ball a little bit, but with his hands and his athletic ability, he pulls it into his body. But what's really nice is how Blood recognizes the receiver and where to go with the ball.
Defender went for the pick, and he missed it, and that left Mosley all by himself. He was either going to drop it or pull it in and take it to the house, and he didn't drop it.
Great look right there. I tell you what, they caught him in the right coverage. They had him in man coverage with empty backfield. And Blood puts the ball right on the money right here. Great look by Blood, lofting it right there. Little air under the ball. Nice catch.
And once he's got that much open space in front of him, goodbye. KRISTIAN Mosley's taking it to the house, and guess what? Destrehan is back in the lead. They have never trailed in this ball game. They lead it 21-14. If you're interested in purchasing a DVD copy of today's game, send an email to prep@sportsnola.com or call our offices at 504-681-0120 during normal business hours. You will receive a reply with more information on how to purchase the DVDs. Well, Mosley delivers the big strike. When the big strike is needed, the momentum had swung in favor of Hahnville, who had scored 14 unanswered points to start the second half. And now Destrehan finds a way to get to the end zone, go back up by a touchdown, 21-14. Let's see if Hahnville can now answer that touchdown with one of its own. 5-play, 65-yard drive, and a 46-yard run by Mosley for the touchdown. No, reception and run after the bobble. Short one coming in. That's going to be Gray again. He's going to go wide and try to turn the corner. Breaks one tackle and fights his way up to the 40-yard line.
Well, tonight on all the kickoffs, they've tried to keep the ball out of the best athletes' hands from Hahnville. So they've been sky kicking the ball, which is a very wise thing to do from their kickoff standpoint. But their coverage has got to be able to adjust as the returner runs the opposite side of the field from the sky kick.
Now watch this stat. In the second half, so far, this Hahnville offense has run 13 plays for 123 yards and scored 2 touchdowns, 14 points. In the first half, they had 25 plays and 75 yards and did not get on the scoreboard. So there's the tale of 2 halves. 1st and 10 at the 39. Barron going left side, finding Jamel Bird. What do you think Salter Formaggio did differently at halftime? What adjustments did he make to be able to come out, besides getting the boost by having Pooka Williams, number 7, in the backfield?
I think what he did is he really got under his offensive line's skin a little bit and got them fired up to the point where they needed to establish some sort of running game. And you can see that so far in the second half. They've come back with a little bit more solid running game, which has helped them do the short passing game and helps open up the outside throws.
Barron throws it, probably threw it away, but the closest one to it there was Jamel Bird again. And returning to the game defensively for Destrehan is Taro Chopin, their fine inside linebacker. He was shaken up a little bit on a tackle earlier in this half.
Parents flush from the pocket, no place to go. Does a smart thing, just gets rid of the ball, throws it away, doesn't give up the pick, doesn't give up the sack, and they're still in a manageable 3rd down and 3, which is what you want to be as an offensive coordinator. 3rd and 3 you can handle.
A lot of blitz being shown, and right over the left side for the 1st down up to midfield. So Hahnville needed to move the chains, and they do on the footwork of DEVONTE Clark.
I've always said this. You've got to be in a manageable situation, as we see DeVonte Clark right here on the power play get up in a nice huge hole to pick up the first down. You've got to be in manageable third downs. If you can't be in manageable third downs, that's 3rd and 3 or less, then you're really putting a tremendous amount of stress on your offense.
Big drive for Hahnville because we have about 30 seconds left to play in the third quarter, and they have to find a way to answer that Destrehan touchdown with one of their own. Clark again, straight ahead. And that might bring this quarter to an end, depending on how quickly Hahnville wants to get this next play. Snap. Now clock is stopped with 21 seconds. No one called the timeout. I think the officials had to spot the football. Someone was a little slow getting up also. So they will get one more play in this quarter. Barron gives to Anthony Williams, and the Pooka goes straight ahead. Pooka looking like a bazooka as he crosses the 40, moves the chain, first down.
Oh, I tell you what.
8 yards to the first down.
You saw a lot of explosiveness right there by Anthony Williams, exploding from his tailback position. Nice hole up front by that offensive line, and he just blows through there. You know, it's like an explosion coming out of the bazooka, as you said.
How good is he? Everybody in a Power 5 conference has offered him a scholarship. How's that? So we have finished 3 quarters of play. 21-14, a 1-touchdown lead by Destrehan. DeVonte Clark's touchdown helped get it closer. And this was the second Perrin touchdown for the tie. And then the go-ahead touchdown for the lead for Destrehan. Quarter with an Anthony Williams run over the right tackle down to the 30-yard line, a little bit short of the first down. Ken Berthelot, Wade Kaiser, Les East down on the field, and our entire WHNO-TV crew bringing you some great pictures of this great battle for St. Charles Parish, one of the oldest rivalries in the state of Louisiana. 2nd down and 3. They'll give it to Anthony Williams again. He breaks a tackle, spins his way, carrying people with him inside the 20 and down near the 15-yard line. They'll mark it probably at the 16, but look at Anthony Williams do his things. And now you see why every school in a Power 5 conference, except about 3, has offered him as a junior. I think he's going to be the next Ed Reed out of here.
What you're getting right now is you're getting a great job by this Hahnville offensive line, just getting movement and knock off the ball, knocking that Destrehan defensive line backwards. I tell you what, whatever Coach Salter Formaggio said to these guys at halftime, he lit a fire under their rear ends, and they are moving defensive linemen.
1st and 10. They can make a first down. Give it again to Anthony Williams. Look at that cutback move inside the 10-yard line.
They've got a nice little 1-2 punch going right now with Anthony Williams and DeVonte Clark. And I tell you what, it's pretty lethal. They've got Destrehan, which played tremendous defense in the first half. Steve ROBICHEAUX said he was extremely happy with the way his defense had played. They've got that defense now on their heels. You see a nice little cutback right here.
Wow. Good move. Looked a lot different and real speed. Austin Perrin, what a job Lester Ricard, the quarterback's coach and offensive coordinator, has done with him. The handoff, Anthony Williams again on the left side. He's close but not in. But that'll be enough for a first down.
Hahnville is in 20 personnel, 2 backs, 0 tight ends, bringing the H-back or fullback across in motion and getting a kick out and running power, putting the backside guard up into the hole and creating a nice running hole for Anthony Pooka Williams.
Look at those numbers on Williams, basically in one quarter, because he went out on the third offensive play of the game for Hahnville earlier. That's just a push forward because the Tigers want to get in, and they score the touchdown. And the quarterback keeper sees the quarterback Austin Perrin come up limping. That happened to him when he scored in the third quarter, and we're going to have to keep a careful eye on him.
It's limping off. I think they had a cramp. They were rolling it out earlier in the quarter. I think it's cramped up again for him.
Thomas Roscoe in to tie this game on the point after. It is kicked up, and it is no good.
Ouch. That could come back to haunt you.
It was a snap that they had trouble getting down, and it went off to the right. No good. And the Wildcats continue to lead Hahnville 21-20 as Austin Perrin with a big score in the fourth quarter. A missed extra point, and I think that snap might have been a little bit low. They had trouble getting it down. We'll try to take a peek at it again. Roscoe sends it deep. This one will be returned. Mosley across the 30. Here's another look at that TAT that was so. See, the snap was a little bit low and to the right of the holder, and he had to get it and try to put it down. Got it there a little late, messed up the timing, and then the kick went off to the right. But Hahnville did score on a 9-play, 61-yard drive in 3 minutes and 44 seconds to pull within a point of Destrehan, who has never trailed in this football game. But now we're under 10 minutes to play, and the Wildcats have the football. J.R. Blood, the quarterback. Big hole for Mosley, and Mosley's out across the 40, up to the 44-yard line. A first down run on first down. Of course, Cone Granier, again, the starter, went out right before halftime. A knee injury. He's not going to return tonight. He's on crutches.
Good look at it. This is buck sweep. They pull the play side guard, the backside guard at the same time. It's an old wing T play. They give the ball to Mosley. He sticks it up inside in the crease. He gets a first down.
So without Cone Granier, the backup, J.R. Blood, a sophomore. Big, lanky, 6'2", 150. He'll hand off, and they're just telling the line, make holes, create room for our running backs to take it right up the middle, and that's what's happening as Christian Mosley carries back-to-back times and gains about 18 yards on both. So now it's second down and 5.
Christian Mosley's having a great night. They're bringing the sophomore in now, John Emery, who has a great future in this Destrehan offense.
Now Justin Jefferson's up at the top of your screen. They're going to keep it on the ground. Look at this big hole. And here goes Emery. He breaks a tackle, and Emery takes it to the house for the touchdown. John Emery 51 yards for the score.
I told you Steve ROBICHEAUX was extremely high on this young sophomore John Emery, and he just showed why. With a huge bust right up in the middle on the power scheme by Destrehan, and he takes it to the house.
Every time Hahnville gets close, Destrehan finds a way to pull out in front and stay ahead. Here comes Bradley Quinn. Attempt high snap, this one put down. It is good. Another look at this touchdown on the sophomore to sophomore. Sophomore handoff to the sophomore running back. And look at him go.
John Emery has breakaway speed right here. He has a huge future for the Destrehan Wildcats. As I said, they are extremely high on this young man.
3 plays, 69 yards. A minute 18, the 51-yard run by John Emery, the sophomore running back, makes it a 28-20 game. Still 1 touchdown, 1 2-point conversion. Difference is all we have, but in this big rivalry, a lot of happy people on the home sideline. You saw him there, but that young man got to be fired up. That's John Emery, who just took it 51 yards for the score. Somebody grabbed his jersey, but he broke away from that possible tackle and went to the house.
Well, now he's going to have to go cover the kickoff. That's what athletes do in high school. I love it. It's awesome. You got your running back covering kicks. He's winded, but he's going to bust his tail down that field to try to make a play on a kickoff.
Try
That's
to
high
take
school
him out.
Football.
Try to take him out and put somebody else in there. No way he'd come out. So Matt Lewis tees it up, and he'll be sending it deep to either Waylon LeBlanc. Let's see, is Anthony Williams in there for this kickoff return? It's going to be a short one. This comes down to Michael Gray, and Gray a few yards up to about the 40-yard line. So again, good field position for Hahnville, and if you missed it earlier, Michael Gray, the nephew of Nate Singleton, who's one of the volunteer coaches on the sideline. He's got, as a matter of fact, Nate's got 2 nephews playing in this game. One is him and one is a defensive lineman, Devin Williams, big number 97. Very proud of him, glad to continue to help with this team. His son, Brandon Singleton, graduated, is up at Cal now. He's a sophomore, redshirt sophomore. First down. Hand off, Anthony Williams, nowhere to go left. He'll reverse it right. Look at him break tackles, make cuts, looking for a block, gets it. He'll make something out of nothing, make a lot out of nothing. He gets a first down out of what looked like it would be nothing, and there's a late flag being tossed in from one of the back judges.
Well, the run speaks for itself. His athletic talent speaks for himself. Look at that. I mean, I tell you what, they try to stay with the power running game. He reverses his field, and well, you saw it. What a great athletic talent right there.
That's why he has so many offers from schools in the Power 5 conferences. Terrell.
Defense, number 5, 15-yard penalty, end of the run, first down.
Penalty on Jacoby Cage, but the player you saw stretching out a cramp was Terrell Chopin, the inside linebacker. He went out earlier with the cramp.
So he cuts it back right there. You can see it. Trying to run the power scheme, makes him miss, picks up a block. There's your face mask right there at the end of the run. Tack it on.
Now the 15 yards puts Hahnville at the 30-yard line. And again, if you missed it, we said Terrell Chopin, the 6'2 senior inside linebacker, went out earlier with the cramp. They're looking for fluids right now because he's cramping bad. Went out on a big tackle, cramped up earlier, and it took him a while to get that cramp rubbed out and get him back on the field. He just got back, was in for that series of downs, and boom, he's down again.
I'll tell you what, that's one of the most painful things. You know, I've had a lot of injuries and things in my playing day, and I still get injuries because I'm getting to be an old man. But here's the deal. When I get a cramp, I pray it goes away real fast. It hurts.
They're around Salt. They're around Lester Ricard, their offensive coordinator, the young man from Amite High School, originally signed with LSU, transferred to Tulane down the road. He's on the left side of your picture. He's done a great job with Austin Perrin. Let me tell you, we could talk about everything he did at Tulane, but talking to him before the game, you know what he said? The thing that Lester Ricard wanted to talk about most was Austin Perrin. He said, I get goosebumps talking about that young man at quarterback because of how far he has come since I have started tutoring him, and he has just decided to come back and play this game. Remember, he didn't have to come back. He's already set for UL Lafayette in baseball, but they talked him into coming back. Salt said, we need you, the team needs you, the community needs you all around Hahnville. Come back, play this game, help us out, and they did. And you saw some numbers, by the way, on the screen in the second half for Anthony Pooka Williams were outstanding. 100-yard rushing game in 16 minutes of football. Unbelievable. And here goes Cade Miguez. Cade Miguez on a surprise run. Nobody expected him to get the handoff. And Miguez takes it all the way to the end zone for the touchdown. A 30-yard touchdown run for Cade Miguez to pull Hahnville within 2 points of Destrehan with 8:19 to play in this big rivalry game.
Well, they're going to probably go for 2 here. I think that's the smart thing to do at this stage of the game. But the story on that run, besides Cade Miguez, was the job of this offensive line. I've said it about 4 times already in the second half. Things have changed for that offensive line, the way they are physically dominating this Destrehan defensive line at this stage of the second half. Here's your 2-point conversion right here.
To tie it up. Hahnville had tied it once at 14. They're trying to tie it a second time tonight. Perrin will scramble, will throw, has a man right at the end zone. He's got it, touchdown. Anthony Pooka Williams with the catch on the 2-point conversion to tie this game up for the second time tonight with 8 minutes and 19 seconds to play. And look at Perrin. He seems to be gingerly walking again. He might be cramping up a 3rd time. My goodness, let's take a look at that 2-point conversion to tie it up as we head to a commercial break. The battle for St. Charles Parish all tied up as Pooka takes it for 2. Wildcat Stadium on their feet. This is an exciting one. Deep. And it breaks the play into the end zone, so it's coming out. Another look at the touchdown, which, of course, with the 2-point conversion allows us to be tied at this spot. Here's your 2-point conversion first.
Sprints to his right and puts it right on the money. Right, the only place where Anthony Pooka could have caught the ball. I mean, it was a great placement by Austin Perrin on the 2-point conversion throw.
And then Cade Miguez, who I don't think had a carry tonight, gets the handoff.
Cade Miguez right there, popping right up the middle on the power scheme by Hahnville, taking it into the end zone. Tell you what, that young man would be excited about that.
Well, nothing doing for Christian Mosley on 2nd down. Or rather on 1st down. I'll tell you, man, this defense right now and Hahnville team is fired up. 2nd down, 10.
You know, a lot of time left to go in the game. 7:52, 51. Destrehan's just got to get something going to get a 1st down with this young quarterback.
Blood finds Jefferson on the left side. Jefferson's very close to a 1st down.
And how do you do that? You put it into the hands of guys like Jefferson and Young, and get your young quarterback to make short throws, and puts him again in that manageable 3rd down.
Remember, Jefferson is a big play man. Not only has he had a 70-yard kickoff return for a touchdown this year, but he's had plays of 60, 27, 11. And in this game itself, he's got a 24-yard touchdown catch. He averages about 23 yards a catch, and he's working on that average tonight. 3rd down 3. This is a big 3rd down flag down. Somebody moved. Was it offense or defense?
I think it was
It's
number
offense.
75 again.
False start. Offense, number 75.
Elijah Hayes
5-yard
struggling.
Penalty, 3rd down.
I think that might be 2 times tonight on Elijah Hayes that they've got him in critical situations on 3rd down where he flinches. Puts him back now out of an unmanageable 3rd down situation. Brings up 3rd and 8.
Yeah, 3rd and 3 goes to 3rd down 8. The momentum is swung back to Hahnville. You're backed up very near your own red zone at the 22-yard line. Dangerous 3rd down and 8 coming up here. Here's your 3rd down play, being chased. Blood has to throw it. It's caught by Mike Young at the 31-yard line. That's going to be enough for a 1st down, and that's why this Notre Dame commit is one of the most sought-after players in the nation. Not only did he go up and get the ball, he knew exactly where he had to go to get that 1st down and move the chains for Destrehan to keep this drive alive. A big 9-yard gain when he needed 8.
Nice play by Mike Young, but I tell you what, also a great job by that young quarterback, Blood, getting away from that rush. Here's the foot inbounds. Great play by Michael Young.
No wonder they're high on J.R. Blood. Doesn't look like a rookie in this game. Good look at Mike Young for that catch. A fumble! A little messed up handoff with Christian Mosley, but Mosley saves it.
Buck sweep to the left, not a real good handoff from Blood to Mosley right there, and Mosley's lucky he gets right back on the ball. Buck sweep, you're pulling 2 guards in the direction of the flow. The play side guards trying to get some sort of kick out. The backside guards trying to get some seal up on the linebacker.
So J.R. Blood, who goes over to the sideline every play to get the call, then comes in, makes it. Who does he look for? Justin Jefferson or Mike Young on this play? He's going left. He's going for Jefferson. Jefferson breaks 1 tackle, but is knocked out of bounds before he can make the 1st down. Hunter LeBlanc hit him as the 2nd defender to knock him out of bounds before he got to the 1st down marker.
Great blocking out there also on the edge on this little wide receiver screen by Mike Young. He can not only catch it, but he can also block for it.
3rd down, 4. Now watch Young in the slot to the bottom of your screen. Jefferson's all alone at the top of your screen. They're going to Tarver. They haven't thrown to him this half, and they do now, and he makes the catch at the 49-yard line of Hahnville to move the chains. A 13-yard gain. So right when you think he's going to one of the 2 big names, he picks on Tarver, the sophomore.
Well, that was the guy that he needed to go to in the run-pass option. They ran run-pass option. They counted the box from the boundary, and Greg Boyne gave a signal on where for him to go out of that run-pass option, and Blood does a nice job getting the ball into Tarver's hands.
Tarver out now. C.B. Anderson in. 1st down, 10 for Destrehan. They're trying to eat some clock as they do this. They're going to go straight ahead with Christian Mosley. He'll get a few. 6.5 minutes, just under the 6.5-minute mark of this game. We are in the 4th quarter, tied at 28. This is as good a rivalry game as we can possibly have. And we've got a player down for the Hahnville Tigers.
Just to keep everybody on track with the timeout ratio right now, both teams have 2 timeouts left. And they're going to take the heat and humidity timeout right now, which is what they do in the Federation right around the 6-minute mark.
Catch the Prep Recruiting Insider Wednesdays on WHNO, our series focusing on the world of high school recruiting. Rick Gailey and Renee Nadeau take an in-depth look at the best prospects in our area, past and present. It's PRI each Wednesday at 6 here on WHNO-TV, and this week it is Letcher. It'll be Letcher week on the Prep Recruiting Insider on WHNO-TV 20. And our legend guest from Letcher, Terrence Jones.
Wow.
Never forget Terrence Jones being recruited heavily by Mack Brown at Oklahoma. And when Mack Brown got the Tulane head coaching job, Barry Switzer, who was at Oklahoma, said, look, this young man's from Lutcher. He was going to be our quarterback at Oklahoma. I want to talk to him. I want him to go with you and help turn the Tulane football program around. It's my gift to you, Mac, at Tulane for getting your first head coaching job there. And boy, Terrence really did thrill Tulane Green Wave fans over the next 3 years. 4 years, actually.
I had the opportunity to see him and coach against him when he was a senior in high school. I was a young coach at Vanderbilt Catholic at that time.
2nd down, 7 for Destrehan. Mosley nowhere. He gets smothered. It's a double teamer. And in on that double team was Travas Chambers. And he had some help.
Nowhere to go. Tell you what, look at the linebacker fill the hole. Travas Chambers gets off the block right there. Does a great job wrapping him up. I tell you what, that is really good defensive line play right there out of Travas Chambers. Great job by the linebacker stepping up and filling that hole right there. He got what is called a clear call. It's not cloudy. If it's clear, I'm stepping up and I'm filling right now. Good linebacker play also.
Destrehan trying to eat clock, but in order to do that, they have to move the chains. It's 3rd down and 8, 3rd and long. But they're on the Hahnville side of the 50 at the 47-yard line of the Tigers. 3 wideouts to the bottom of your screen. That's the way Blood is looking. He almost slipped on that turf again. Now he'll roll and uncork a long one. Has a man wide open at the 10-yard line. That's pulled in by Mike Young, who had the weight on the ball, but somehow he got way behind all the defenders and was by himself waiting on the football and fell down at the 10-yard line. A 37-yard pass reception to Mike Young.
Scramble drill. Mike Young breaks away out into the open field as he sees his quarterback scrambling around and helps him by running to an open area. The open area just to have to be vertical behind everybody in the secondary. Now here's the rule of thumb from the secondary. You can see the Hahnville secondary right there, especially number 14, Dylan Lewis, letting the receiver get behind him. He's looking into the backfield on the scramble. He's got to stay with that receiver.
Justin Jefferson is to the bottom of your screen on 1st down. They'll run it with Mosley pushing straight ahead. Mosley inside the 10 down to the 9 or 8 yard line. Right now, I would imagine that while Destrehan would like to score, they'd like to eat up a lot of clock before they do.
Well, they're going to want to eat as much clock as they possibly can, obviously not to get the ball back into number 7, Pooka Williams' hands on the other side. So, yeah, they're going to take their time right here. They're going to work some of that clock. But let's realize that Hahnville might want to think about a timeout somewhere to conserve some of that clock.
Well, Hahnville and Destrehan each have 2 timeouts remaining, and that's what Steve ROBICHEAUX would probably like to try to force. A Hahnville timeout, burn one of those timeouts right now. Fake to Mosley, throw over the middle, incomplete. It was intended for Cawthorn, who caught the first touchdown pass of that game, and they bring number 12 in, that blocking wide receiver. They usually run Mosley behind him or play action as they've done in this game and then toss it right over to Cawthorn, but he couldn't get that one. So J.R. Blood, the sophomore quarterback in place of Cohen Grenier, who got hurt right before halftime, is on crutches and is not coming back after a knee injury. This is it.
That was one of those run-pass options right there that Blood just really didn't put the ball on the numbers, and it was just slightly behind his intended receiver.
Carver and Young to the left. Cawthorn is the wing on the right, and we have a timeout. Timeout called by Hahnville. So Hahnville only has 1 timeout remaining. Clock at 4:15.
No,
Destrehan in at least field goal position and threatening to score. Wait,
that's really not a bad timeout call right there that Hahnville takes. You know, they got to anticipate some sort of score right here, and they want to make sure that they have enough time left on that clock to give their offense the chance to put together a drive and put together possibly a winning score or tying score.
As you look at Nick Salter from Algeo, let's take a look and see what he's got coming up after this big rivalry game. It's an open date in district play, so he'll be at St. Thomas More, and then it's Terrebonne, East St. John, Central Lafourche, H.L. Bourgeois, and Thibodaux. And
what's interesting about their schedule, Ken, we were talking about it prior to the game, is everybody that they're going to play in their district will have already faced Destrehan the week before.
Wow.
So that's a nice setup for them as they get down into the meat of the District 7-5A schedule.
Wow.
Central Lafourche already 3-0. I don't know what they're doing tonight, but they were 3-0 going into week 4 right here.
Jefferson and Carl Lewis in the game at the bottom of your screen. Third down, empty backfield, big rush. The sophomore's in trouble, and he's spilled at the 15-yard line, and here comes a late flag. Late flag being tossed in.
That was 84 on the sack. Colby Ambler coming through there making a sack. I think this might be some sort of unsportsmanlike call with the flag. There's a good look at Ambler right there.
Dakota Tarbett, the offensive lineman for Destrehan, who stuck his head pretty close to that official's huddle, walked toward the Destrehan bench and pointed toward Hahnville. So you're spot on with the call.
Well, they're definitely taking their time discussing this. They might also be making dinner arrangements for after the game.
Might all be stopping at PJ's here in Destrehan.
There you go.
For a little coffee. L.J. Strohmeyer, our referee tonight, and his crew. Better they meet, discuss it, and get this call right. Too much riding on the line here. So L.J. Strohmeyer, the referee, will explain what they just discussed. Well, maybe he'll walk over and explain it to Steve ROBICHEAUX first.
Tell you what, officials hate to do that. I tell you, I've had many of them walk over to me and I'm just seething, and they think twice about usually walking over and having a conversation with the head coach when they have to explain something along those lines. And Steve doesn't like it.
Nobody going crazy yet on the other side. Somebody's not happy. ROBICHEAUX's not happy. He just threw his hat.
Somebody might be ejected here.
Oh, wow. No flag. L.J. Strohmeyer just waved off the flag.
Oh, he picked the flag up. There you go. So they were looking for some sort of
ROBICHEAUX
hold or some sort of let's see what happened here. Looking right here, you can see the tackle. And here at the end of the play, at the top of your screen, a little extracurricular activity by number 70 right there.
Travath Chambers.
Lincoy Renault.
Well, they'll try a field goal. And it is blocked. This is returnable. Scramble for the Greasy Pig football. And Hahnville. Sergeant Collins comes up with it. And that sees a big momentum swing in favor of the Tigers with 3:41 to play and great field position. Another look at it.
There you go. Coming off the edge was Rashad Domino making the big special teams play of the night. And then you can see Elgin Collins scooping, picking it up. And the Tigers are going to take over with great field position. One timeout at 3:40 left on the clock in this game. What a great football game we have here tonight.
Wow. Nick Saltaformaggio on motivation has seen his Hahnville team score in all 4 possessions. Wildcat offense with Pooka Williams taking the snap himself and then hurtling over would-be tacklers up to the 47-yard line. That means that Austin Perrin is still cramped up, and we might see Pooka playing.
They put Perrin Ken out at wide receiver as they put Pooka back
they
there
did.
at Wildcat.
They did. He is in there.
Right.
Wow, I thought he was still cramped up. He is in there, though. Now Perrin with Pooka Williams, who wants the Wildcat. He wants the snap of the football himself. But Perrin's going to take the snap. 2nd down and 8, the final timeout called by Hahnville. There was some confusion there. Williams was making a case. Anthony Pooka Williams making a case for the football, and Saltaformaggio is just beside himself. He knows he needs that timeout down the road, and they just had to take it to get settled. Otherwise, they might have blown it down.
Well, there's some sort of personnel decision out there that was really messed up. You can see coaches are hot on the sidelines. They're doing a little barking right now at the kids.
I think Pooka Williams wanted the Wildcat offense again. I think he wanted the snap directly.
Well, either
he's trying to take this game on his shoulders.
Well, either Nick Saltaformaggio wanted the Wildcat, and he didn't get it, and there must have been some sort of mistake, as I said, personnel-wise.
Austin Perrin went immediately to the quarterback slot in the shotgun because he thought he was going to take the snap. So you're right, Wade. Some communication just failed there. So now, no timeouts remaining for Hahnville. 2:58 to play. Austin Perrin at quarterback with Pooka Williams behind him. 2nd down 8. Look at the hole for Williams. He's caught on the cut and driven to the turf at the 50-yard line. Jonathan Duhon, one of the people in on that tackle, and he had some help from Macon Clark.
I'm going to say this. I've been watching this the whole second half. Larry Dixon, the fine offensive lineman, left tackle for Hahnville, has been doing a tremendous job on Chase Stroud on that left edge. Maybe we'll get able to see it right here. Really couldn't see it, but I tell you what, he has been doing a fine job for the second half on Chase Stroud, the fine defensive lineman for Destrehan.
3rd and 5, high snap, handoff, but hold everything because we've got a flag down.
Dead ball. False start, offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
I was just singing his praises, and we get a false start right there.
Penalties, penalties, penalties. You go from 3rd and 5 to 3rd down and 10 with 2:23 to play in a critical game like this. Wow. 10 penalties each way, and the yardage pretty close.
Well, I was just talking about Larry Dixon. I tell you what, he's going to be a great offensive lineman. A lot of people are going to want him next year. Only a junior. But he gets that penalty, and he puts him in a bad situation with an unmanageable 3rd down.
Now watch Jamel Bird, number 9, at the bottom of your screen. He's been the primary target. They use him on the screen, and he goes nowhere. He'll lose a few yards on that, and Hahnville, with 2 minutes to play, has got a decision to make as Destrehan calls timeout.
Tell you what, Macon Clark was all over that quick screen right there. They had him outnumbered. I'm surprised they went in this direction.
Now you have no timeouts remaining. Do you punt right here, Coach? The punt team is out, and the punter, Dalton Malassaw, is on the field. Or do you fake punt?
There's no doubt about it. You're going to have to punt, play defense, and try to get into overtime with the tie.
Let me tell you something as this team walks over. Nick Saltaformaggio called his team together this week, and he said, I want you upperclassmen to listen to me. For the last 3 years, our JV team has beaten Destrehan. For the last 3 years, our freshman team has beaten Destrehan. You guys, you upperclassmen, you are the only people in the last 4 years that have not beaten Destrehan. Do not leave it on the field. Take this to the Wildcats and take this back home with a victory. Don't leave. Don't graduate without having at least beaten this team one time. It was a great motivational talk this week. And for a moment, when Pooka Williams went out in the first half, you thought that Newt Rockney might not have gone too far. But when Pooka Williams came back on the field in the second half, it lifted the spirits of this team. He's back, he's running, and can they get the ball back, or will this be a fake? Who knows? The very dangerous Justin Jefferson stands at his 15-yard line. Remember, Hahnville has no timeouts. They cannot stop the clock. He's going to punt it, but we have a flag down again, so hold on. Flag first before the punt. Let's sort this one out.
False start, number 10, offense. 5-yard penalty.
The 11th penalty against Hahnville in this game.
I'll tell you what, there's been a lot of penalties both ways, and you hate to see the flag have to get involved in the outcome of such a great football rivalry and such a great game. Just mistakes
if
both
they
sides.
can stop them, if the Hahnville defense can stop Destrehan, they would get the ball back with less than 30 seconds to play. 21 penalties for 216 yards total in this game. It's going to be a short punt. Gets a great Hahnville roll, but this is just eating up more clock. And they finally touch it dead inside the 30 at about the 28-yard line. 1:49 to play, and the game rests in the hands of the Hahnville defense. They have to stop backup quarterback J.R. Blood, playing for the injured Cone Grenier, and they have to find a way to shut down the very powerful Christian Mosley from the running back slot. One first down by Destrehan, and we may be going to overtime. And then again, that might be what Nick Saltaformaggio is hoping for too. Just don't let him. Wow, who knows? J.R. Blood taking a lot of time here.
Clock's going to have to start after the change of possession.
Well, he got the snap off on the play clock with 5 seconds. There's a little inside screen. First down.
What they were doing is they were taking their time trying to see exactly what was the coverage that Hahnville was in. Greg Boyne on the sideline was signaling in to Blood exactly where to go with that ball, and he does a nice job getting the ball out there to Jefferson.
Put that ball in the hands of your running back. Mosley to the 43-yard line.
Destrehan has one timeout to waste with 1:23:22 and the clock's running.
Blood. Boy, this young sophomore has grown up so fast in this ball game. Good numbers as you see them on the screen. Emery fighting for yardage. He's got the first down out of bounds on the right side. Will stop the clock with 1:01 to play.
Great effort by Emery right there, making one guy miss, making two guys miss, and tiptoeing the boundary. You see a good look at it right there. One miss, two miss, tiptoe the boundary, get out of bounds, stop the clock. Great effort by this young sophomore.
10-yard gain for Emery. Now Destrehan on Hahnville's side of the 50 at the 47-yard line. They've got 1:01 to play with, trying to at least get in field goal position. They're going to go for it all. Here's the bomb to Jefferson dropped it. He had it in his hands and he dropped it. Justin Jefferson will want that one back. For a moment it looked like the defender ran past it. Jefferson had it. Watch.
I'll tell you what, he does a nice adjustment on the ball. The ball is just to his inside. He adjusts his route to go up and try to catch the ball, and it goes right through his arms. Yeah, you're absolutely right. He wanted to make sure he got that back. Great coverage right there by number 10, Rashad Domino. That's correct.
A senior, 3 interceptions on the year. Most people don't throw at Rashad Domino. Good defender. Second down 10, 57 seconds. Here's the give to Emery. He's caught at the line and drilled down. First one to hit him was Travas Chambers. And then he had help.
He had help right there by number 44, Elgin Collins, who has been having a great night tonight.
Collins all over the field. And he's only a junior linebacker for Nick Saltaformaggio. Right side pass is caught. Lee Kendrick. And that's the first time he touches the football in this football game. Lee Kendrick, a senior, makes a big catch. Who's watching him? Everybody's keying on Jefferson.
Nice flat route there by Kendrick. Catches the ball and then has the presence of mind to get out of bounds and stop that clock.
Now you're getting close to field goal range, but still need another 20 yards at least. First and 10, 32-yard line. Mosley, big hole. Mosley pulled down from behind. He's inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line. And now, after that 18-yard gain, the Destrehan Wildcats are in field goal position. They are in the range of their kicker. Clock has started, 20 seconds. Blood takes the snap. Here's the give to Emery. Emery bounces off some tacklers and pushes inside the 10-yard line to the 9-yard line. That'll stop the clock while that's just short of a first down. So they're not stopping the clock to move the chains. That is a called timeout by Destrehan. 10 seconds to play. Do you kick the field goal now or try one more play?
Well, I mean, the thing is, they probably would have wanted to try to run one play and then call a timeout, or just go ahead and run the clock down and call your timeout and bring your kicker out. You know, I think what you do right now on second down, you go ahead and you try to kick it on second down. That way, if you have a bad snap, something happens here, you fall on it, then you kick it on third, or you try it on third and you kick it on fourth. So I think they're going to get their field goal team ready to go here. They might try one more play before they try to kick it.
Remember, no timeouts remaining. Cody Ambler was the injured Tiger, number 84, going off the field. But here comes your field goal kicker, Bradley Quinn. Had a field goal in Slidell in the slop in the mud. Compared to what he had to kick that field goal in, this is a walk in the park. He had one blocked earlier in this quarter, however. So this one will be put down at the 17-yard line, a 27-yard field goal from the right hash mark. Bradley Quinn. He kicks it. It is up. It is good. Destrehan with a 3-point lead. 31-28 over Hahnville and 8 seconds to play.
Tell you what, great snap, great hold that time. We remember the one that was blocked. Might have been a little bit of a bad snap low, trying to get the ball onto the tee, but right there, everything, the execution, the whole battery, the center, the holder, and the kicker, everything was on time and perfect right there, and it puts Destrehan up by 3 with 8 seconds left to go on that clock. The all-important kickoff coverage.
Now this will be a squib kick, I would imagine, with 8 seconds to go, and you could just see the agony of defeat with that field goal, even though the game is not over yet, as Hahnville tried so hard to block this second field goal of the game.
Great protection right there, and as I said, the battery, which is the center, the holder, and the kicker were all on cue right there, and it was perfect execution.
Hahnville 8 seconds away from breaking the magic number of 4 and stretching their victory streak to 5 over the Hahnville Tigers. Destrehan with the lead, 31-28, 8 seconds to play. $63 yards, 8 plays, a minute 41 on the scoring drive, and the 27-yard field goal by Bradley Quinn, who had one blocked earlier in this game that had to be on his mind. Even though, again, it was a snap a little bit low and off to the left of the holder, who had trouble getting it down. And now Matt Lewis squibs it. Clock is running, 7. They'll stop it. And all you can hope for now, Wade, would be what, one Hail Mary?
Well, you're going to have to try to get yourself in a position where you have no timeouts, so you're going to have to try to hit, if one, right on the boundary, and then put yourself in a position where you can throw one Hail Mary.
It's got to be a quick one, though. No timeouts for Hahnville. 7 seconds. This would be a miracle finish if the Tigers could pull it out. And a hard-fought, well-earned victory for Destrehan, who never trailed in this game, but had Hahnville come back and tie them twice at 14 and again at 28. Austin Perrin, with Pooka Williams behind him, may try to air one out the bird. He's hit as he throws, incomplete, 3 seconds to go, and now it's down to one deep Hail Mary.
Well, the rush really got to him that time. Not anywhere to go. He gets sacked. They were trying to get something deep and on the boundary right there where they could put it in a position where they could take that shot at that end zone. You know, right here now it's all or nothing from.
Well, you're going to have 4 deep backs placed at about the 40-yard line, 45-yard line of Destrehan. They're going to give anything underneath. So you might see a series of laterals, an old hook and lateral play, who knows. Barron will just drop back. The lefty will uncork a prayer down the field, and it is intercepted. I believe that's Mike Young down there.
Hey, Mike Young playing a little defense. Big catch for him tonight.
Destrehan is the winner. For 5 straight times, they have won this big rivalry game in the battle for St. Charles Parish. We'll be back to wrap it up right after this. Destrehan 31, Hahnville 28. It has been a thriller at Wildcat Stadium. The Battle of St. Charles Parish belongs to the Wildcats.